hit scan gone. They're going to take the map.
最後は右クリック範囲ダメージで抑えていったのは TBNT。
This has been brutal, man.
Dude, it's almost all over. Third on the fight. Twisted Mind, undeniable. Crazy Raccoon have done it. With a pixel shot onto Proper as well. And Fuel out of gas. Crazy Raccoon knocked him out in two.
昨日キーバックまだ止めてろどこまで行くんだ
Saw denies him. Swings deep into the flame and takes them. They are unbreakable. Crazy Raccoon unstoppable in the brawl.
この3日間戦ってきたそのヒーローたちが今から戦っていきます。わずか2チームだけがこの舞台で戦うこととなっていきます。さあそして皆さんもう素晴らしい舞台、最高の舞台、そして最高の観客、そして最高のチームが出揃いましたけど、まだ一つ足りないものがあります。皆さんのエールです。もう今日は皆さんサポートになった気分でたくさん選手にバフを届けていただきたいと思います。皆さんバフをする準備できてますか？まだ売ると足りないかな。もう一回行こうか。皆さんバフを届ける準備できてますか？最高のサポート陣、そして最高のエネルギーもここでたまりますので、いよいよグランドファイナル選手の入場となっていきます。皆さん後ろから入場しますからね、ぜひ楽しんでください。それでは世界一に臨む2チームをステージへと呼びましょう。まずはアッパーブラケットから圧倒的な力で勝ち上がってきたクレイジーラクーンの入場です。
It hasn't been an easy road this year. The doubts, the setbacks, the critics. But when Crazy Raccoon stepped foot into Tokyo, all of that noise vanished. They were locked in from day one. It was domination from the top. They didn't just survive the bracket, they tore through it. And now we are looking at the ultimate battle. It's the 2025 Champions Clash winners meeting the 2025 World Champions.
Stalker! 迎え撃つはローアーブラケットから奇跡のように生還したツイステッドマインズの入場です。
They took the hard road, the grueling road, down in the lower bracket with their backs against the wall. Twisted Minds found their rhythm. They played to their strength and they just refused to go down. With yesterday's massive momentum behind them, the 2025 World Champions are ready to defend their throne and keep EMEA at the absolute top.
vs スイッセットマインズ、歴史的な一戦が間もなく始まります。
And so it comes to this, a long road to one final stage, one last chance for Twisted Minds to hold on to a championship that seems to have nearly slipped through their fingers, and yet now, grasping back at it, Matt, they're going to get one more chance.
It didn't look likely when we were kind of here on like that first day. Johnny Astro spoken that like they weren't that great at Camp Bastion. It didn't really look that good.
Wasn't their meta. It wasn't meant to be their tournament.
But they're still kind of lingering around, right?
I mean,
like
this is
they're a live dog in this one, I think.
This is more than lingering, right? What they just pulled off against Zeta. I mean, no one would have called that coming into the tournament. Those players included. They didn't believe that this would work in this meta. It was desperation that pushed them to that. And yet now, well, you have to start to believe it becomes real.
Yeah, I mean, you also bring in Yubi here, which is something they did last year, right? Where it's like, okay, like Yubi doesn't play at all, right? They're playing Psycho a lot of the time, and then he subs in. They lead it to a world championship. He's on Twitter like, we got something special today. It's like, yeah, you know what? I haven't scrimmed in ages. Let me just dust this sim off real quick and come in, try and get some dubs. It'll be a Crazy Raccoon map pick. They will take us to Ilios, which you're wondering, like, do they go here because of, like, the Roadhog that we saw against Zeta Division? This is, like, you know, a really good hog map.
I mean, it's pretty desperate when you're talking about Roadhog being the pick you're worried about.
We were telling Dion, we were like, hey, we don't get to say, like, oh, he's got a whole hog off, and like, the next game we saw it. Interesting, though, they banned the D.Va right away.
This makes sense, though, because I think CR are calling the bluff. They're saying, all right, run the Roadhog again.
Yeah, see if you can do it.
I mean, Well is one thing. I'm a believer on Well now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm officially in the hog camp. But on the other 2 out of 3, it's just not that realistic.
Yeah.
And so that's where taking the D.Va away from TVNT on a map famous for verticality, for mobility, for dive compositions, and with Junbin starting on tank, the Wrecking Ball is a glaring question that you must find an answer to.
I think CR obviously comes in here a pretty heavy favorite with how good they have looked here throughout this event. But like we were talking about, Twisted Minds, I think they've kind of like, since their loss to Crazy Raccoon, which,
I mean, they got taken to the cleaners, Matt. Let's be 100% for real right now. That was not a close match.
They got beat up. I mean, but I think since then, though, they've kind of said, you know what, screw it. Like, we're going to try and, play some of these Sim Rush comps into, Cat Bastion, see how it fares. I think TVNT, like, obviously his Diva's been really strong throughout this. Some of, teams like CR and Zeta have used, like, the Mizuki comps, like the Sigma, to really kind of, like, negate some of the things that Diva can do. But his Ramatra has been quite good throughout this event as well. I thought it's been a really nice showing from him.
We've been talking about TVNT in the back. Like, this is a player who I think goes a little bit unsung, unappreciated for Twisted Minds as a team. I mean, there's so many star players on this roster. He, I think, often gets left out of the conversation. But we were saying, I mean, think about it. Find me a time where TVNT has made big errors, has slipped up in big moments. That's exactly what you need in a tank. That reliability, the anchor for the squad. And he's been delivering in spades this tournament and over the past couple years, really.
Yeah, as we take a look at TVNT here at this event, he has had a really good showing. I think has kind of cemented himself, right, as like one of the best tanks in the world. I think we kind of knew that, but it feels like not really discussed amongst that kind of rank, maybe globally. And then I mean, dude, the confidence for this team in UB and UB himself to be like, final Sunday, I haven't played at all, I'm going in.
They haven't scrimmaged with him in months, man. Like, understandable with a player like Jabu on the team, but also in this moment, the Mizuki had presented huge problems to them. The Sim feels like a good answer to it.
And there's one thing that, like, they've always discussed, like, right, this team doesn't have a coach. Like, UB kind of feels like that coach, so bringing him into the live game, that can kind of, like, calm a little bit more. Maybe he saw stuff from, like, a coach's POV that is a little bit more of, like, okay, I think we can actually stop this with some of the Sim stuff and really give it some trouble. We're just maybe not making the right reads or calls that I'm seeing in action, but still, it'll be map number 1, first to 4 here in the grand finals. Twisted Minds, they also banned the Ana here to kick things off. So we've seen the Ana, in combination with the Jetpack Cat at times, right? The Nano can be really strong on the Bastion, take that combo away.
Yeah, it's something that you don't want to worry about, especially with Diva off the field. I mean, one of the best ways to stop Ana's cooldowns is simply gobbling them up with the Matrix. But if you do run the Roadhog, you're basically a walking sleep and nade target. Often the Nano can just overwhelm the health pool. Crowd here absolutely energized. This is the match people have been waiting all weekend for.
I mean, really, since OWCS kicked back off this year, it's really been the matchup that everybody has been waiting for.
I do notice a slight favorite.
Really? Man, I was worried that you weren't as switched on as your playing days, but you still got it.
Yeah, it takes a real master. But I want to give a lot of love to the crowd here in Tokyo. It's been incredible. The fire, even for foreign teams, right? Yeah. They have come out to support. The energy has been fantastic in the arena as this one gets underway.
All right, so CR is going to come out with the ball, like you said. It's not going to be the Roadhog here from Twisted Minds. It'll be TVNT playing the Maga. The Maga's pretty good here, especially on this point, right? To kind of get control. Maga's so difficult to move out of the way. It'll be Quartz on the Cassidy here as well. Stalker up in the sky. Already used the turret. It's going to be the TP here. Nice job getting rid of that TP, though.
Quartz out on his own here. TP deep into the backline. Punished. Cat Bastion comes in for the cleanup. Great move from Chorong and co. Now Junbin rolling on the point. This has been his playground all tournament long. Will Twisted Minds be able to slow this one down?
That's a lot of damage.
What a save. Chorong and Stalker. You think you're moved off the map. Cat, great recovery there.
So now it's going to be Quartz going over to the Bastion. Do they decide to play the Cat with it? They do. Virtus Pro, their EU counterpart, decided to just kind of play it on the ground, but this time you're going to get Quartz up in the sky here. Takes some pressure here from the ball already. Junbin so hard to catch.
Oh, he's so deep in the backline. I mean, he's doing whatever he wants into this comp, and the Cat Bastion fully suppressed in the spawn. Stalker gonna look forward now, breaking the TP, but a pressured point flip from Twisted Minds would be a great thing to find in the chaos. But with Vigilante finding the head of Yubi, maybe that flip won't come through. Beautiful rolls from Junbin. Chorong cleans up simple, and a kill for TVNT is all they're gonna find.
This start, Jake, It looks a lot like the last time we saw these two teams square off at this event, as Crazy Raccoon have been perfect thus far.
I mean, Stalker has been a monster this tournament, like truly terrifying.
And now, obviously, with some of the changes that come from Twisted Minds in terms of like heroes and compositions early, you're going to be quite behind in terms of some of these key ultimates. So CR, if you try and like TP to the point right away, they're going to have this barrage. That looks like a TP straight across here from Twisted Minds as they're trying to set up a play for the point.
Got to be careful of this barrage. Junbin pulling attention to himself. Heesang waiting for that moment to strike. A rush from Simple now, forced out the cleanse, keeps him alive just for a second. Heesang has found his mark and looking for more now. A second onto Yubi. TVNT strikes back with one, but player advantage Raccoon. Quartz files back into the side, but that just creates an opportunity for Stalker to clean up. And it's only the Malga stalled out now in the final moments. Complete composure as Crazy Raccoon barrel towards their first round.
They're trolling him. I mean, they keep TVNT alive there for like 10 seconds. Will be Yubi here, last-ditch effort. It is not gonna work. This is CR.
Matt.
Yeah, this is CR dominant round one.
Oh man, oh man. Crazy Raccoon getting so much out of the Pharah on this map. I mean, Quartz forced to just duel the enemy Bastion in the sky at all times. These aggressive moves to point not working out at all for Twisted Minds.
Yeah, and I mean, look, when they get forced in the Cat Bastion, that is not the type of play style that they'll excel at. I think they would tell you that themselves, especially against a team as well versed in the comp as Crazy Raccoon. As we take a look at some of the first round stats, nothing too surprising with Stalker and Junbin with 0 deaths. I mean, we were kind of calling that out, right? They were deep in the spawn, unkillable for most of the round.
Chorong has been the mastermind of this comp. How will they respond, though, to the TVNT Hog? A well-placed hook could be disastrous. CR once again over to the Pharah.
I mean, dude, a lot of pressure, though.
Oh, aggression so deep. Wow, Quartz overwhelmed. Not expecting that level of pace out of Crazy Raccoon.
I mean, he is instantly dead.
Oh, and another
nice rocket.
Oh, it's getting ugly now, Matt. We're just getting started with this grand final, and already you've got to be worried. Quartz, though, does drop a body shot from range. Don't want to get too close to the spawn door when he's on the Widow.
Okay, so I was going to say, there's no way for the Sim to engage in this comp, right? With the Pharah and the Bastion, and so much verticality from some of these heroes. You're going to have Yubi switch over to the Tracer, which is another hero you can play, but if you were going to have to get into a Tracer battle, you would love Jwoo out there right now.
That's the weakness. I mean, if you're going to commit to the Yubi Sim, you've got to go all in. Feels the pressure here. Stalker over the top, no hook. Hunting down TVNT. Beautiful boot from Junbin. Denies a retreat into the room. And without the tank, the standard bear for Twisted Minds. The rest of the players cowering in fear. Heesang, Junbin looking to hunt, and with slivers of HP, Junbin refuses to back down.
They are able to just kind of body block there, stay alive. This has been an absolute blowout here on Ilios.
It's a bloodbath. Junbin tanks the hook. Not a care in the world. And over the top, over the spawn. Oh no, Matt. This is not a position you want to see. High Noon channeled. What a beautiful response. Chorong runs for cover. Quartz finds nothing off the ult.
That is brutal there, as we've seen some pretty big Deadeyes throughout this event. As Heesang backs up, it'll be TVNT who gets on, gets a touch. Just kind of posturing here.
Oh, Quartz. Has he ever been shut down this hard, Matt? I mean, this is brutal.
This is not the answer to this Crazy Raccoon comp right now. It has just been a drubbing here in map number 1 thus far. There's some kills here from TVNT, but they got nobody else alive. Whole hog used here. It's going to be the Kitsune Rush, just for good measure from Crazy Raccoon, but it is just a matter of time, Jake.
Great minefield zones players away. Heesang takes down Quartz. Now the focus comes towards the Roadhog. Stock will have him as well. Players trickling in. Funny Astro can't even make the touch. And map 1 gone in the blink of an eye. We could be in for a rough one, Matt.
I mean, dude, that was a total annihilation there in map number 1. Crazy Raccoon just absolutely dominate Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds, obviously, a really rough comp to draw into, but dude, CR, I mean, Stalker just playing on another level. Obviously, the help from Choron getting him up in the sky as we take a look at some of the stats. Junbin as well, dominating on the ball.
His wrecking ball has been just untouchable. I mean, frankly, every time we see him on Ilios, it feels like him going deathless is honestly the norm. Like, it's rare to see mistakes out of him on the wrecking ball. It feels like he has every position mastered. You also got to look at Chorong on the cat. I mean, a difference maker for sure, right? Not being caught off by these high noons, saving at times the Bastion from what looks like dire straits, and always seeing those opportunities to get aggressive. I mean, that kind of a read from a support player having huge impact in this meta.
I mean, what do you even do if you're Twisted Minds? I mean, that was...
what a stylish.
Yeah, then look at this. I mean, they just...
the composure, right, to delay this kill.
Yeah.
So valuable at this moment.
Nice body blocking from Junbin there. Vigilante obviously providing a ton of healing there to keep that Bastion alive. But where do you even think about going here if you're Twisted Minds? I mean, obviously, you beat Zeta Division, a huge accomplishment, but you don't want to kind of go out like that here in the final.
And maybe a Pharah ban, I think he's saying is a huge part of the problem here. Really feels like the reason that the sim just cannot get value. There's no one to catch with it. And this is the version of the comp that Crazy Raccoon really innovated, right? They were the team to run the Kiri, the Wrecking Ball as well, and just be almost impossible to catch.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I mean, especially for a composition that, in a team like Twisted Minds, who's wants to like run down one target. Typically, it's like a Mog or a Diva or a Ramatra for them, and it's like, okay, let's pick a target with the sim and collapse on him with the TP. So it looks like Max is going to be coming in here for Junbin. I wonder if this is a circuit pick for Twisted Minds potentially coming in.
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, for the Max pick to come in, it's circuit, or I think he also plays King's Row. Could be an interesting pick. I mean, I think this does feel good for TM. Like, you want to get away from the Wrecking Ball. I mean, what we just saw in Ilios is untenable. And I think at least maybe if these slower tanks that Max plays could be targets for a sim rush, right? Like, that's, ultimately even the Sigma could be vulnerable to being overwhelmed by that Symmetra.
That's true. So it looks like for Twisted Minds, no sub. So Yubi will be staying in, and it is going to be circuit. So.
I think he has to stay in. I mean, I think at this point, we saw. I mean, they tried to basically beat Crazy Raccoon pound for pound. We saw what happened. They got obliterated 3-0. They were never going to win that series.
And, obviously, the talk will be like, oh, Yubi's coming in for Jaywu. Jaywu had a really good event.
True.
Jaywu was playing on Tracer.
What a beginning to his career. We got to remember, this guy's a young player, showed incredible prowess, joining a world champion team and making them better. That is an accomplishment very few young players could really say that they've achieved.
So if you're looking here at circuit, right, and your Twisted Minds, obviously Max coming in, so you expect to play some Sig from Crazy Raccoon. What do you decide to do in terms of the ban? It was the Ana ban there in map number 1. I know teams like to obviously go towards double flex support here. It's a potential option. So it'll be a Bastion ban here from Twisted Minds, getting that one. I mean, look, I think this one, you're just trying to tie it up. Like, you're throwing that Bastion. You're kind of like all in. The Diva ban already gone here. There is a nasty potential here, right? For Crazy Raccoon, you could ban, like, Ramatra. And then, we haven't really seen TBNT play a ton of, like, Sig, right? So they could play, like those Sig Mizuki comps if you're Crazy Raccoon, right? Ban the Ramatra and force them into Diva.
That's what I'm...
they go with the Illari,
which I like.
Yeah.
It's another one of those powerful poke heroes. One that would allow Simple to really step up to the plate. Another player that is a, part of this massive threat package on Twisted Minds. But for Crazy Raccoon, I mean, this is what made them look so unbeatable this tournament. It's not just the Wrecking Ball and the Cat Bastion. That's how they cut their teeth. That's how they got to this place. But it's also been the poke comp with the Sigma, different variations on the backline and the DPS. But these slower styles have also looked immaculate from CR. And the ability to do both so well has made it feel like there are no gaps in the armor. I mean, no one has pushed Crazy Raccoon meaningfully at all in this tournament.
No, I mean, they have been so good.
They came to win. They had number 2 in Asia, but they came to be #1 in the world here.
And I mean, the Alari, we've seen Twisted Minds pull this out, against Zeta, right? With, simple, really impactful. Just the amount of damage that he can pump out, and then obviously the Captive Sun in certain situations and fights. But now that being gone, that'll probably have Twisted Minds going Kiri Lucio, probably like a Diva with, Sim and then like Cassie or Soj, potentially.
It's awkward for Funny Astro here because, I mean, you could play the Lucio on this map, but
Juno?
It's difficult. It's long range. Yeah, maybe the Juno feels better. To your point, maybe something with that Ramatra. For CR, though, these DPS options like the Mei, they're just very comfortable for them. And so, yes, you can go to those faster styles, but it's not going to catch Crazy Raccoon off guard, right? Like, they know how to take those matches.
I would be worried if I was Twisted Minds of just kind of walking into the Sigma Mei Mizuki kind of blender here with your Diva, and I mean, you still have the Ramatra available, but we haven't seen that like really kind of stop that comp, right?
I'm a big fan of these Mizuki Kiri backlines. I mean, when they lay down those support ults around like the end of a checkpoint, you have no choice but to fight into them, and they are incredibly potent when you're forced to step up to the plate and take that kind of a challenge.
So I know map #1, Stalker, was really kind of unreal. I mean, on the Bastion, he is up in the sky just pumping it out. I mean, 17k damage, 1 death there. So that really has kind of put himself up as like one of the best hit scans in the world.
I mean, he's going up against somebody who is often, if you had to give one answer, is often the one you give in Quartz.
Yeah.
You say who's the best in the world right now in hit scan. For the last year, I think it's been Quartz. But Stalker, what a revival for him as a player. I mean, often in past on Team Falcons, right, playing second fiddle to Proper.
Yeah.
In this awkward spot of, will they, won't they, who's going to play what, who's going to find their role. Now, a team that gave him full trust, full confidence. He's playing over Lip right now. I mean,
yeah.
Whoa. Like, Lip is not off this team. Stalker's just that good.
Yeah, and the combination with Heesang, right, with just being able to play so many different heroes, and then it gives Stalker the ability to kind of not be that #2, right? Like, okay, like we're going to let you kind of go out and do your thing, and you kind of see the results that it is, had for Crazy Raccoon. I mean,
I've been bullish on Stalker for a long time. It's good to see him.
If they win this map looking the same type of way, I mean, if you're Twisted Minds, you're staring down the barrel of something pretty tough. I mean,
you got to plant a flag here, man. I mean, there's no question about it, right? Like, yes, it's a best of 7, but this is the powerful map pick, right? You come in here with the full pool open to you, everything but control.
And the Bastion gone.
The Bastion out of the way. You don't have to worry about that Cap Bastion. Nefarious combo. It can be wild to play, and in fairness, Crazy Raccoon is the best team in the world at that style. I think that's almost a given. The TVNT Hog got you a win last time in Ilios, but it was messy. It required huge individual efforts. And Crazy Raccoon just absolutely dealt with it, right? It just, showed really a class difference between those two teams.
Yes, Zeta Division was not able to deal with that in the last series. A 1st to 4 here in our final as the Bastion gone here. It's TM's map pick, and then the Alari gone for Crazy Raccoon as we get into Circuit with Max coming in as well. I know Junbin played the ball at map #1, looked incredible. Max coming in, most likely to play something like a Sig here on Circuit Royale. Twisted Minds, it feels like this is a must-win map, Jake.
TVNT likely to be tested here. I mean, I think tank into these comps is so challenging, right? There's such an overwhelming level of pressure coming in on the front line. Never really lets up on a map like Circuit. Got to somehow find a way to force your way through. Symmetra, though, incredibly powerful here. I mean, so much value can be gained from those TPs. And I think it's up to Yubi really to lead the way on this one. They are not practiced in this meta, right? Like this is a desperate innovation for them to bring out the sim. Will it be enough?
And this is them bringing out the strat book from Worlds last year, right? Dusting those off, see if any of those strats still work. So it is the Mei with the Sigma and the Mizuki, like I was talking about.
So I just gotta say, we gotta have more events in Japan. Are you hearing this crowd, man?
Yeah, they've been going crazy.
They're showing love to TM right now.
Yeah, I mean, did you see they were shooting pyro when I was on the desk? For me.
That was for you, Matt. That was for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what Zoe told me, just for making myself feel better. But it'll be CR here on D. It's Twisted Minds. I actually kind of like the idea to come out with a Ramattra straight away. I think you probably had a good idea of what you're going to see on the other side. Let's not waste any time playing that Diva.
Absolutely agree. A little bit better at brawling out with the Sigma, enduring some of the frontline pressure. Crazy Raccoon with the Pharah May, trying to deal with the Symmetra, but that could give Quartz quite a bit of room to work with. Will that be something that Crazy Raccoon come to regret?
Quartz just charging up a rail. So dangerous to play against him, kind of coming around those corners, right? Just the one-shot capabilities of the Sojourn. It's a decent amount of cart progress here already gained by Twisted Minds, though.
Yeah, they're working things up little by little. These micro touches from Chorong adding to the stall, but a beautiful wall from Stalker takes down Yubi. TVNT holding those fists, has to just back out for now with the player disadvantage. Need to yield this ground, do not want to give up a team wipe.
I mean, that is your hit scan player going over and playing May here to kick things off.
I mean, he's so much more than a hit scan. You can't even.
I know.
You can't even put a box around what Stalker can do. I mean, literally pick a hero on DPS. I think this guy's one of the best.
And it was a sick May wall, right? Kind of splits off Yubi from the rest of the team. Yubi gets dangerously low yet again. It'll be a railgun shot that does not connect from Quartz. TP up to the high ground here is Yubi just trying to pose a threat for that area on the map.
Got to see some aggression from these TPs. Get TVNT into the back line. Easier said than done, though. Max up in your face, has a flux charged up already. This might be faster than they expect. Here comes the rush. Simple responds in kind, but Max with the lift. Not a huge connection, but slowing Quartz down worth something. Twisted Mind staying alive, but not for long. TVNT out of the suit and finished. And once again, the attackers beat a hasty retreat to the spawn. 2 minutes off the clock, and not much to show for it, Matt.
Yeah, both rushes traded out there. Max ends up going with the Gravitic Flux. Only connect with Quartz. They do a nice job actually keeping him alive on through that. The Susu's able to keep him up. But with all those healing resources going to Quartz at that moment in time, they actually lose TVNT and his mech. Overclock here.
Here comes
Could be
Space.
huge.
Pushing it, trying to get forward. The Sanctuary is out. Defensive response to Quartz. 1-for-1 trade. CR hold the line for now, but TM with the sim wall. Maybe with a tactical advantage in this next fight. Looking to peek that corner. This time, no value from Stalker's wall. The Ray is out over the top, but Twisted Mind fully frozen. Stalker finds them all in the blizzard, and this push is over. It has to be another reset. And with just 1:20 on the clock, Matt, there is no margin for error now.
See if Quartz decides to stay on this Freya. I mean, this would be a pick we have not seen in ages.
Grasping at straws, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, now you're just searching deep in the bag for answers. So, you know, you do have this sim wall, right? But you already have another Flux for Max. I mean, this is a sick play from Sigma thus far. I mean,
he is farming. Absolutely farming. TM swing wide, barrage over the top. Does shut down Simple. Counter shots from Quartz take Heesang out of the sky. A 4-on-4. TM still in this one, still looking to find their option. A lift does come out. Connection only onto Yubi, but the supports do keep him up. CR not letting up on the pressure, trying to overwhelm. TM trying to get this HP back. Finally with a bit of a chance in the ultimate economy, but supports from CR have already bridged that gap.
yeah, they were just trying to back out there with Yubi as you're going to be at 15 seconds on the clock. Nice chain there. Oh, TVNT's going to get T-Mac'd.
Self-destruct though, hold on. If he can get back into the suit, it changes everything. Sanctuary over the top, providing a base of fire from which to battle in. CR dueling with a sim of their own. It's actually Heesang finding the kill in that fight, and TM, limited numbers, forced to the payload. Trades continue to come in. It's anybody's game now with a low numbers fight, but maybe there's too much support behind Max for the attackers to break.
TVNT gets T-Mac'd, and Jake.
Oh, they're feeling it now in the arena, Matt.
That is where the push will stop for Twisted Minds. You see a cheeky smile there on Quartz as the round ended, and obviously not a smile out of happiness, just kind of like, man, what do we do? I mean, when you're going to the Freya and you're going to everything, I mean, you were just trying to get lucky there at that point, trying to get something that can work against that comp. I mean, nasty stuff.
And Crazy Raccoon, just icy. Like, not getting overexcited on those cams. I mean, as the opposing coach, that's not what I want to see. I'm sort of hoping they get overconfident, hoping they overextend, but these fights are dialed. They are giving nothing up. There are no windows.
Now Twisted Minds on defense. I mean, this feels almost like an impossible task they have to be able to get a hold. It'll be simple on the Zen, so they're going to play a Sig setup. Obviously, no Alari here, which probably would have been the go-to for simple. Going to try and play the Zenyatta into this, where Crazy Raccoon, I mean, this is the setup, right? The Mizuki here. Now, you've used some Mizuki against the Diva, right? I wonder if you kind of see the Sig on the other side, if there's a different type of response. We'll find that out. We have not seen Twisted Minds play the Sigma at all throughout this event, so you know TVNT can play it. It's just we have not seen them pull it out. This feels like another little bit of sign of desperation. It'll be a Sonic Arrow here from Heesang. Let's see what they decide to do in terms of comp.
Yeah, Chorong's flexibility is vaunted. I mean, I think among supports, you really got to consider him as, if not the most flexible in the world,
So they're going to change off
certainly
this
one.
Mizuki, I think. I think they like it against the Diva. It looked like Chorong's going to go back. Okay, so they're going to play the Kiri with a Juno here, so something of a little bit of a different look. It's kind of like a, you know, you're playing with this Sim in the maze. Kind of another
Not with the bang, but maybe with a whimper. The maze begins to swing wide, taking that space away, and in an instant, Twisted Minds find themselves on the brink of going down 2-0 in terrifying fashion. Crazy Raccoon
Jake,
setting up for the final fight.
I don't know how you fight this effectively here if you're Twisted Minds. I mean, it's going to be
forward.
TVNT who steps
Into the
up
back
here.
line, Simple is down. He never saw it coming. Both supports fall. Quartz strikes back with one of his own, making this just possible, but only barely. And with Max finding another, taking that last shred of hope, ripping it away from Twisted Minds. They're down 2-0 just like that, Matt.
That's as fast of a 2-0 that I can remember.
We've seen some dominant grand finals, Matt, but right now, this is in a league of its own.
I know. I mean, we've had some, you know, beatdowns in finals before, but these two maps are lightning fast. As Twisted Minds, look, I mean, they are trying everything they can, making all different types of swaps, seeing if they can get anything going. And Crazy Raccoon, they have had the answer every step of the way. Max deathless on this map. Stalker, one dead. I mean, this is just, that's not close.
I mean, show me that final TP into the back line, take the player names away, and you know, who do you think is playing that sim? TPing into the back line,
right. It's like,
supports down, instantly winning the fight. You would have said that's TM, but it's CR absolutely snatching that fire away. Heesang says, I'll just do it better. This Blizzard from Star. I mean, look at that. 3 players frozen at this level of play with a Kiriko and a Juno and a Diva on the field.
I mean, you're not getting much better than that. It's the barrage here, I believe. Yeah, it grabs Simple. And, you know, the Mizuki ults have been quite impactful in a lot of these fights where we see him. The Sanctuary can just eat up so much damage, right? Force you to go inside and fight there against the team. And that's not the spot you want to be in, especially against a Mei Sig. It's been a wrinkle that I think people did not expect coming into this event, but especially, you know, the chain of Mizuki, right? Not able to be eaten by the defense matrix. That is such a nasty shot off the rip there. And here is the TP play into the back line, then the Mei wall, right? So you can't really even turn and fight it. Just split off the supports and it is over.
And Crazy Raccoon sweeping forward what feels like almost an inevitable victory on that map. I mean, when you set a hold like that on first point, you almost already know. You find a pick on Quartz to start things off. And, I mean, doesn't that just deflate the spirits for TM? I mean, they come here into this grand finals as a team that probably didn't expect to be here.
No.
Given how this tournament started.
And you kind of hear Yubi, like, in the interview after the last series, right, where he's kind of talking, like, yeah, we know how good Crazy Raccoon is. Like, no doubt, but they're going to go down on their shield, so to speak, right, is Twisted Mind. So Kings Row will be the map selection for TM. One, they've had success with Sim in the past, right? Obviously being able to kind of get to cross high grounds and different things along those lines. This is another map, though, Jake. You could see like that Mizuki Sig come into play. I wonder if we haven't seen a Mizuki ban, I think, or at least any of the games we've casted. I wonder if it's a possibility.
I mean, what I'm thinking about is back-to-back Max maps.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah.
What a moment for a player that Crazy Raccoon has continued to trust. I mean, Junbin and Max have been sharing playtime. There's been metas that has been questioned aggressively, right? If you're honest, take a look at what the community has said. People have been talking about, oh, Junbin's so important to this team. It's always Junbin. But this tournament, Max has been the standard bearer. I mean, Junbin has been amazing as ever. I don't want to take anything away from him, but it's beautiful to see a player like Max really shining. And in a moment of maximum pressure, right? They came here as the #2 seed from Asia.
Right. And I mean, you take a look at Max. Hey,
Jeez.
Pretty good. Just
watch
absolutely. I mean, everybody here on Crazy Raccoon just putting up stat numbers that look fake. But I also think it's part of obviously Crazy Raccoon's so good. But historically in Overwatch, right, we've seen teams that kind of sub these tanks in and out.
Rarely has it worked. Rarely has there been two tanks that genuinely make each other better.
Right.
Feels like there's always one you prefer to have in.
There's a lot of history. I mean, I know Overwatch 10 years ago today. There's a lot of history that does not exactly work. So to see it done at this level, and obviously you need two incredibly special players to make it work at this level, which obviously everyone believes Max and Junbin have been. So we'll see what you decide to do here if you're Twisted Minds. I mean, you could ban Mei. You could ban the banning the Mizuki allows you to kind of play the D.Va a little bit more freely. We'll see though. An opportunity. What have we seen them ban the Pharah yet or no?
I don't think so. I mean, you have to worry.
So there it is.
They've got to keep deploying DPS bans as part of the problem if they want to keep this Sim engaged.
Yes.
Because I think without the Sim, I mean, this Sig Mizuki looks like the meta. And that's been the one tool that, I mean, I would say has worked, although in this series, you'd be forgiven for disagreeing. I mean, nothing has worked for TM, in fairness here.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Juno ban here for Crazy Raccoon, so
slow the pace down. I mean, that's exactly what they want to do.
Force him on to Kiri. Lucio playing into Mizuki Kiri with the Sig, right? And
I mean, the way Crazy Raccoon used the Sanctuary, I think that's what really elevates them in this comp above other teams. Just from the eye test, they're fighting 5-man inside the Sanctuary, all in, committed to it. We've seen players where I think it's been a little more scattered. A player uses it here, someone uses it there. It's how we see, let's say, the Kiriko ult used, which is totally normal. But to have that full stack of players in the Sanctuary, really defending it, making sure that if you step inside, you're coming into a world of hurt, it's really made it look drastically better than other teams. I want to give a lot of credit to Chorong for being the player to really figure out Mizuki at the highest level.
With Mei as well, you're at a almost unwinnable situation, right? Because at times, we have seen the Sanctuary drop down, and when they come in the fight, they blizzard them in the Sanctuary.
Yeah.
So you either stand outside the Sanctuary and die, I guess you round the corner, but a lot of times they'll just chase through the Sanctuary. But then if you go in to play against it, the Mei is right there. And teams do not have an answer to that setup just yet.
Crazy Raccoon, a team that is becoming so much more than the sum of their parts, Matt, and the sum of their parts is pretty damn good.
I mean, this is a team that loses Shu, right?
Right? Wow. And to rebound like this.
So we have seen Vigilante play at the highest level, but it is rare to come in and replace a player like Shu and keep that same level of team play. It'll be Crazy Raccoon on defense.
Matt, allow me to sell you something. Allow me to sell you something, Matt.
Dude,
I've been talking about this in the green room.
Yeah.
Have I not?
You have.
Have I not?
But nobody's bought it yet.
I'm telling you, we need the Rhine.
I don't know if I'm going to be your first sale here on the Rhine. But
TVNT is. He's got to believe.
Somewhere Hottie is smiling.
Yeah, I think Hottie knows it too. He sees the vision.
A Sim Rhine.
An iconic classic here in OWCS. Against the Bastion, though, the damage is going to be overwhelming. Margin for error non-existent. A beautiful Maywall from Heesing actually breaks the teleporter from Yubi. He tried to go up into the window, Great heads-up play from Heesang. He's played these games before.
It's TM looking to see if they can get a TP up to the high ground, get that Rhine in position, which they do. Dangerously low as Yubi there.
Oh, in these close quarters engagements, TVNT steps up, shield breaks now. No margin for error, but he continues to push forward. Heesang forced into the ice block. Max stays in the fight, but Bunny Astro finds May in the chaos. Twisted Minds healing up, Simple on the Batiste, doing everything to keep this squad in the action. And Twisted Minds find themselves just a bit of purchase in this series.
Somehow they're able to keep everybody alive there for Twisted Minds. It'll be a second checkpoint. Nice Ant Matrix here from Simple. Immortality field used as well.
Stalker raining down fire and fury from the high ground, but it won't be enough to deny the capture. And TM on the board for the first time.
There's no way this Rhine is going to look that good, right? I mean, Crazy
Let him
Raccoon,
cook.
They ditch the May. It'll be Heesang over to the Echo here, just putting even more pressure on Yubi.
No fire available in this one. See if the Echo can have the same level of impact.
You're going to have Sound Barrier here as well. You can get quite aggressive with this Reinhardt and be the Suzu used here, and then it's going to be the Kitsune Rush as well. Keeping Max alive.
Holding the line. Astro keeps the fight going. Quartz takes the opportunity to shut down the Echo, but losing TVNT, will you still be able to continue this push? Crazy Raccoon has 4, fighting, but TM somehow continuing to roll them over. Stalker, though, cleans up the backline, and now maybe the stabilization that Raccoon have been looking for.
TM will able to come back, but the Sound Barrier obviously kept them alive for an extended period, but not long enough. The amount of damage that comes out from Stalker, right? And then you can obviously have Heesang with that focusing being finishes players off. The one thing Sanctuary won't save you from, though, is Reinhardt swinging that hammer inside of it.
Absolutely.
Shatter available, too.
An incredible test for Max. Brutal counter to Sigma being picked. Ant Matrix comes out. It wins the corner, but not much more than that. Raccoon yield for now, playing their time. But with Shatter available, a Simwall as well. Sanctuary in the backline. Hold on, Crazy Raccoon trying to flank and punish. No value just yet. Simple weathers the rock and stands up. And so CR losing position, find themselves in an awkward spot.
I mean, this is a really weird spot for Twisted Minds to play from as
TP
well.
broken, Yubi down! Overextension! Shatter comes in, but where's the follow-up? Max finds himself in a comfortable corner. The cart rolls forward, but Crazy Raccoon have done enough. The copy Bastion seals the deal. And Twisted Minds, using some of the most powerful ultimates, and even being delayed, a brutal stagger on this Batiste.
They are just torturing Simple. As I think TVNT just uses that Shatter just to stay alive for a little bit longer. Max to his left decides to turn Shatter him. He's able to stay alive a little bit longer, but not enough to make a real difference. You are very close to the second checkpoint, though. You'll have an Ant Matrix here. You can maybe like TP Quartz in an odd spot with the Bastion. Use that Ant Matrix. Get the payload on in. It looks like they're going to try and potentially show that they're going to wrap here.
Will they go for it? It might be selling a fake. They're considering swinging back out main. No, they continue to go deep, taking the defender position, but Crazy Raccoon spread out across the map. A powerful concave. Window is out. Flux responds, ensuring that it's difficult for Quartz to get value. Stalker, the forbidden combo, deletes Quartz off the field. Yubi finds one, but with just 2 supports in the sim, it feels too difficult to win. Yubi dancing well, but Max, wait, hold on. Needs to fight. Okay, that was a little scary.
Yubi just trying to farm some beam charge there and maybe see if he can kill Max towards the end, but Max finally takes him out. Now you do have 2 minutes on the clock, right? You know, fortunate for Twisted Minds, they took that first point pretty fast. This beat needs to be massive here from Astro. TP, they don't go through it. They gotta push up. That's a massive pick.
And here comes the beat from Astro, doubling down, disrespecting Vigilante's rush. Heesang pulls some aggro into the backline, staying alive for now. Max kiting back, but Vigilante is not so lucky. Heesang now looking to find his man, but Quartz responds in kind. Max falling back, getting low. The overwhelm from TVNT is good, and the second point falls to Twisted Minds.
Not pretty. Oh, that is, though. Gets right up in Chorong's face. Fire strike there from TVNT. Stalker will go back to the Bastion, just was hovering the Reaper there for a second, but you may be able to get some good progress off of this, right? Because you have the Sim Wall here, Shatter, you have Ant Matrix to use.
Nearly the full stack for TM. Without the beat, though, there's always a risk of losing those pickoffs. Ant Matrix comes out first, simple, buying space and time, deploying it on the payload so that it moves forward as they push, maximizing the value. Twisted Minds pushing towards a final fight. What will the answer be? Here comes the Sanctuary from Chorong.
Ooh, he's pushing up. I thought he was maybe going to kind of go for a swing and then go for it.
He's thinking about it. A TP into the back line. Heesang with a copied Sigma. Copies his ally, tries to find a list, but maybe being broken out of the copy already. The fire is brutal from Quartz, punishing all tenders. And Twisted Minds standing strong, 5 on the point. Crazy Raccoon bleeding out. This defense is done.
And
Twisted Minds have done it.
TVNT turns the corner. Stalker in the Bastion Artillery. He's dropping it right on his own head. He says, I don't care. Just charges him out of that. Loses his life in the progress, but what a way to bounce back if you are Twisted Minds. The Reinhardt cooking a little bit. Why the Reinhardt? Why the Reinhardt?
The price is up now.
Yeah, stock
price is high.
Hey, stocks go up and down. It's all right. I'll buy it when it's back low. Why the Reinhardt?
Look, it's all about the Sanctuary, right? It's that ability to be unstoppable when you group as 5 in the Sanctuary or inside the Kitsune Rush that you just cannot be contested. No one can challenge you. Reinhardt is one of the highest DPS heroes in the game when he can connect on you and swing those hammers. It is, when he's cleaving multiple targets, he's the highest DPS in the game easily. And so you got to remember that raw power behind the Rein.
I guess the ability or the threat of getting into the Sanctuary and then also shattering as well would force you back, if you're Crazy Raccoon, almost back out of it in a way, potentially as a threat. But yeah, like the damage output while you're inside of it, right? It's also pretty nasty.
It's so hard to play Sigma into this. Both Rein and Sim really don't care whatsoever about the defensive utility from Sigma. They essentially ignore it, run him over. And so for Max, it's very hard to contest that ground. Batiste as well doing obscene healing. I mean, I'm excited to see the stats for Simple because he is going to have bonkers stats.
TVNT, it felt like he was permanently at like 10% HP the entire time. As Crazy Raccoon, they'll end up playing the Mei here with the Sig. Twisted Minds decides to play the Sig, so not going to play the Rein here on defense. They're going to just TP up, a little bit of a mind game here, take this high ground.
Crazy Raccoon going to rotate out, swinging to the hotel. A TP gets them up to the high ground, and point is being forced. Response necessary for Twisted Minds onto their own Sigma for this defense. A positional game here, dancing around one another. Stalker, though, could be able to grab this first tick. Twisted Minds will give that up, but they won't yet give any more. TVNT now steps to the point. That creates an opportunity for Max on the flank to find something with a Sigma of his own.
Yeah, and it's going to be Yubi falling first, but Heesang falls as well. You still have both supports alive, and Quartz here, obviously the highest damage output hero on either side at the moment, as it's going to be Stalker. Nice Maywall there, going to be able to keep himself alive as Chorong coming back out the spawn here on the Wuyong.
It's a bloodbath. Could favor the attackers, but Twisted Minds holding steady. TVNT, ever the anchor for this team, stays alive. But Max forcing this to a big blizzard. Will they be able to TP out? Seems that one has, but Quartz is not so lucky. Vigilante with the finish. Max TPs deep into the backline, looking to finish off these defenders. And it's Crazy Raccoon's turn to open up this payload.
And that is a sick blizzard there from Stalker. The TP comes in to get Quartz back up to the high ground. Funny Astro there as well. And then he just drops the blizzard right on top of them. Astro able to make it out with his life. Quartz tried to actually get into the turret mode on Bastion to try and get maybe a little bit more speed to get back over towards that TP. Does not make it out. So a huge loss there for Twisted Minds. Is now Crazy Raccoon going to try and make their way around this first corner.
Twisted Minds need to set a solid defense there. Offense was fantastic, but it doesn't mean much if Crazy Raccoon can get to overtime. CR, though, regrouping well, the beat from Astro. But it's not doing much other than buying time. Crazy Raccoon still strong. Tidal Blast keeps Max healthy, and deep into the backline, slams Scooby to the floor, deletes the Sim, and now it's Heesang's turn to cook. TVNT falls. Quartz Does find one, but he's not long for this world. Just enough time for TM to regroup, but only barely.
And they're going to go back to the Rhine. The Sigma head-to-head is not something you would favor them in the moment, as Court's going to go over to the Sojourn as well. So you did get a good flux from TBNT. Stalker inside of it uses the ice block to stay alive. It'll be another fight here for Twisted Minds with an opportunity to hold on defense.
Man, some long spawns for CR, but you would not know it with the confidence they are pushing this choke. Still, got to consider
they're going to get
maybe
Blizzard
taking
here.
Some of these off angles.
You're going to play for the Blizzard here, I think, if you're Crazy Raccoon, and then going to just drop it right on top of TM.
TP high ground. Oh, Simple just barely gets out with the TP. Quartz finds Vigilante, a signature pickoff. He always finds them in these moments of chaos. And maybe that's all they'll need. Crazy Raccoon routed. Split to the 4 wins here. Will they be able to somehow make their way out alive? Quartz ensures that Hiseng will not.
That is a huge fight win there for Twisted Minds. They TP Simple and Quartz up to the high ground. Amp Matrix railgun shot. That opens things up there early as Disruptor shot around the corner, putting down some really nice damage. Charong has to be so careful. You'll have a Flux with the Tidal Blast here and the Blizzard and Rush. I mean, everything available here for Crazy Raccoon. They go in there. That's going to be the sound barrier in response from TM.
Beat is down, but Simple steps out of the Blizzard, not frozen. Stalker low. Quartz shuts down Hiseng. He'll have his head. Vigilante now, just delaying the inevitable as Stalker faces a quick reset, but Twisted Minds won't be so generous, stalling for every last second against this Mei.
Oh, I mean, he is getting hit by the turrets as well. Now you finally finish him off. As you can tell, they're really bothered by this Reinhardt. You're going to go over to the Ramatra here. I mean, what
a change in tenor of the series. The last 2 maps, I think this one's lasted longer than both of them combined.
Yeah.
And we're not even through with it yet. Stalker to the Venture. A tried and true response to the Symmetra, but one the Twisted Minds will have absolutely experienced before.
Yeah, playstyle that they're used to playing against. We'll see though, right? You can put that Tidal Blast onto the Venture or the Ramatra. Could be quite devastating. It'll go on to Stalker as he goes up to the high ground.
Big damage. Chorong finds the trades. TVNT now down as well. Chorong with 2 on the fight. And just Quartz and Astro to defend seems impossible with the Rush still lingering on the ground. Crazy Raccoon refused to give up anything for free. But with 1:52 on the opposing clock, you've got to cap with time.
Yeah, no support ults available here for Crazy Raccoon, right? We saw the Tidal Blast on a Stalker. It was pretty nice. Gets to the high ground, kind of like, comes out of the burrow, erupts at the perfect time, stuns Simple, and then being able to finish him off when he had the Amp Matrix. But you need to win at least, 2 more fights here?
Now it's Hiseng's turn to deploy the Sim Wall, both in parallel here. Teams looking for any angle, any opportunity. Quartz somehow finds the crack shot onto Hiseng, and without the Symmetra, CR need to reset. They lose Chorong in the process, and maybe more to follow. Twisted Minds look eager to continue this fight. They know that running the clock plays to their advantage. They can secure at worst a draw if they can just run this to 0.
I mean, you have overclock for Quartz, where he has been money. It feels like it's a tack visor in his hands. So you also have the Shatter here for TVNT. The Annihilation up for Max. You don't have like a support ult to combo with it, right? The Rush would be pretty nice to kind of keep that Ramatra rolling.
Quartz! Every single time you try to take these transition fights, he's the best to do it on the Sojourn right now. TVNT looking for more with the Shatter, but still has 4. Crazy Raccoon with a lot of punch on this squad.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait for Stalker to get back in the fight, though. There'll be the overclock here. A lot of pressure on Max.
Boxing players back. Quartz hasn't found a shot just yet. The rail is out. It's good enough. Max out of gas, just cleaned up. Yubi finds another. The beat just overwhelming from Astro. And it feels like a draw might be the best you can do now. CR on the verge of dropping their first map in the series. Twisted Minds pull up the Rhine and change everything.
I mean, especially with the way the first 2 maps looked. It looked like we were going to get a speed run here, but Twisted Minds, they have pulled out all the stops. The Reinhardt here giving Crazy Raccoon some trouble. Yubi with another sim wall here quite fast, right? Both of them got deployed at the same time, but the amount of damage he's farming up here able to get another one as we are below 30 seconds on the clock.
Simple's turn now to find Max. Crazy Raccoon flustered. The pressure of this Rhine beginning to overwhelm, but Stalker strikes back against Astro, ensures that there's still a fight to be had. Chorong looking for the chance to pop this Tidal Blast, and he's starting to grill down this front line. The Tidal Blast onto the Symmetra. All attackers forced to respect him, but maybe the Rhine does overwhelm. Support is perfect, though, and Stalker finds 2 in the Chaos. He'll have a third.
So you still have Quartz alive in the back line. You're probably going to get another fight here, though, if you're Twisted Minds. Simple does have an Ant Matrix. Let's see, TVNT will get a touch, knock players off of the point.
Oh, so aggressive is Max, holding one of the spawn doors. Simple does slip through. TVNT with the roll finds 1, and Chorong back on the cat. Cleans up this Batiste. Max, though, surely just too much with the annihilation. Drips and drabs to Twisted Minds, but they have guaranteed, at worst, to draw 1 minute 52 to just gap a single tick to get on the board in this series. But it feels, man, that it's do or die. It feels like you have to get this map win with the heroics you put in to this point. A draw could be devastating.
To play this well, with how the first 2 maps went and then walk away with a draw, I mean, that would be brutal here. This is the first time that Twisted Minds in this tournament have really made Crazy Raccoon bleed as we take a look.
Look at Simple's healing.
At some of the stats. That is
27.6K.
That is TVNT doing God's work is just a meat shield for the rest of the team, just soaking up so much damage onto the Rhine. I like to potentially see Twisted Minds come out here with the Rhine on offense. Like, I think you know that they're going to play Sig on D, right?
Oh, yeah. So I don't think there's anything. I mean, I guess you can consider the Ramatra. I will say that one fight they did cap on first, it was a little tenuous, right? They got down low. It took a deathmatch scrap to clean up.
I mean, they played Sig versus Sig, right, on offense? No,
actually, their offense, they were Rhine.
Yeah. They did end up playing the Rhine towards the later end, so.
Max is showing the Sigma. I mean, a little interesting. I would have preferred he'd keep that hidden. TM now. Going to be able to scout this comp. They're not going to be baited with just one hero, though. They really want to be sure what they're up against.
So Crazy Raccoon does make a change, though, right?
Oh, Cat Bastion? At a moment such as this, I think this is the last thing that Crazy Raccoon would have expected.
Probably. I mean, they go Cassidy with the May here. Not exactly the go-to against Cat Bastion, so it'll be Simple here on the Baptiste.
Forcing the
well.
point, too.
Stalker taking a lot of damage.
Perks online already from the overtime. Big shots come in, but he's saying dodges. TVNT running low, the Cassidy grilling that damage in, but UB pressuring the flank. Might be able to find an opportunity. He's saying responding defensively, but Twisted Minds beginning to overwhelm. Max out of gas, and the Bastion over the top. Surely just too much. TM find their first map win in the series. There's more to play for here in Tokyo.
Twisted Minds finally showing signs of life against Crazy Raccoon. The first time these two teams met up here in Tokyo, it was a CR blowout. The first 2 maps looked like we were going to get a rerun. And this one, they hold on. They play the Reinhardt. I really like the call on the Cat Bastion there towards the end. I don't think Crazy Raccoon had any idea they were going to run that.
I love it in the overtime, right? Because you start with all the perks online. Typically, we've seen Bastions actually not go for that explosive artillery perk, right, and go for the self-repair.
But only needing the 1 tick.
Exactly. But you're not even in the mirror anymore. You don't need to worry about shooting the other Bastion out of the air. You just need to find those pickoffs into the back line. And what could be better than the AC-130? I mean, come on.
I mean, that speaks to me.
I know I'm speaking your language now, man.
It speaks to my heart, man. As let's take a look at, you can see some of the highlights here playing in the venue behind us. Some of the players kind of stand up, get a little bit of a bathroom break. Simple. That's a stat line heal frame, almost 30K healing there on the Baptiste. As I know Quartz started to come alive on the Sojourn as well.
Crucial for him to really get some wind in his sails.
So here's Twisted Minds, right? You feel like, okay, when you see the Sigma, maybe you have some type of response. You don't really have a response for the Cat Bastion Pharah yet, right?
True. It feels like now you can come back to a Wrecking Ball map or somewhere where those highly mobile strats are going to work. I don't think the Rhine is a response to the Sigma, but how you deal with the Cat Bastion is another unique test.
And I mean, look, they banned the Bastion already, right?
Yes, they did.
They banned the Pharah?
I think they did, right? Did they not ban it on Circuit?
They
Am I
did,
crazy?
yeah. They banned the. No, actually, it was what Alari was the ban, and yeah, it might have been the Pharaoh. So you're down to just the cat, right?
We'll have to take a look and get the series bans, man. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. I'm way too locked in on the Reinhardt.
No, they played.
I blacked out when I saw Reinhardt come out.
They played May with the Pharaoh on Circuit.
Yeah, okay, you're right. The Barrage. Yeah, I remember now.
So you've used. You haven't used the Pharaoh ban, and you still have the cat ban, right?
Yeah, I mean, CR, though, can guarantee Cat Bastion if they just open with a support ban here, right? So,
yeah.
you know, the Bastion ban's been used. Now you can protect the cat, ensure the combo's there. You could consider something like, I don't know, a Wrecking Ball ban to attack Junbin, but I'm pretty skeptical, let's say, of the impact that'll have. I mean, Junbin as a player, you know, you'd be hard-pressed to pin him on a tank that he's not going to be successful on.
Yeah, and I guess like now what, King's Row gone here, so what, Hybrid and Escort. I guess now you end up, what, are you going to play a, you know, are we going to see like a Surafasa potentially here?
A lot of options, I'm sure. Players, coaches discussing in the back. Now we've got a real series to play for. And guys, don't go anywhere. We're coming right back after a short break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this one looked like potentially a pretty rough series in the first two maps, but what a return to form for the world champion squad Twisted Minds, refusing to go down easily in this first of four grand finals.
Okay, so it'll be New Junk City here for Crazy Raccoon, their map pick.
If there's a Rhine ban, I'm about to lose it.
A Rhine ban?
I would. If I was coaching CR right now.
They ban Sim.
The Sim ban, maybe more. This is the true, like, you're cashing it in. Now for Yubi, this is coming when Yubi plays. He's going to have to do one map without Sim. Doesn't last series, but, you know, I think fans are going to criticize that.
What will he play? You know, the
Tracer?
The Kiri's gun as well. So, like, Yubi's hero pool, you would say, is what? Sim, Tracer, May.
Maybe
right?
the May makes the most sense, but I actually don't mind the May. When
like
if you're gonna play in like sort of this, you know, Mizuki Rush mirror, maybe like a Rhine with May,
like a Juno May, like a are we playing like
at
a
the
Rush
same time?
here?
I'm not sure the Rhine works without Sim. I mean, the Rhine and the Sim together are a really powerful combo. I really like it. I think it has incredible utility running over a Sigma, but take that TP out of Rhine's kit and you're looking at a very different game. You're going to have to walk across those open sight lines.
I mean, yeah, you're asking TVNT to do a lot if you're asking him to play Rhine there without a Sig. I mean, just the amount of damage he was taking there as we take a look at some of the stats from the previous map. And I think the impact for TVNT is like not going to really show up in the stats. It's more of the space that he's taking on the Reinhardt, the position, and just like the, you know, overall threat he's kind of generating. And for Max on the other side, you know, obviously continuing the strong play we talked about, like from map number 2.
Yeah, in the end on Rhine, you're not really going to get to deal your DPS consistently.
No.
It's the fact that the Sigma is constantly backing. Yes, he's going to do, his stats are going to be better than yours. No question about it. That's, you know, any true Rhine player knows it's not about the stats. It's about the dub.
Yep.
TM just put one up on the board.
That's how Johnny played professionally for like 3 years.
Oh, man, you just had to do it to him.
I mean, you put the ball at the rim. I just threw it in. So, I mean, I would say you're partially responsible there.
I'll take the assist. Anything for the stats, Matt.
Yeah, so the Kiri ban for TM here, interesting. See where they decide to go in terms of supports, right? Because you've seen Twisted Minds, obviously, they would play a ton of like Lucio Kiri, right? So to see that ban come out of them is like quite rare, right? You know, what will Simple decide to go to here? So, yeah, I mean, maybe, look, you wouldn't feel great about Yubi trying to take, like, the Tracer head-to-head. Maybe there's something else that they've kind of got cooked up for him to kind of pivot over to.
And Kiri has been a huge part of this comp. I mean, we talk about the Mizuki and the Sigma as being the core of the comp, but Kiriko is just as, if not more important, right? The Mizuki provides the defense, but Kiri is incredibly valuable when you want to get on the attack.
Max is still in, so we talk about some of those kind of, you know, comp changes in terms of the tank back and forth. He'll stay in for another game. Twisted Minds. I mean, you could, didn't think of it at the moment, right? But we saw Simple play the BAP on the last map, extremely strong.
Run it
now,
back.
yeah, Yubi is going to play the Mei, right? I was talking about, like, you kind of think Mei, Tracer, Sim, obviously, in the hero pool for him. So now you're going to also just play the Ram and just try and run him down.
Brig Juno, though, so powerful in these close-range brawls. Quartz on the Sojourn won't be able to match the raw DPS of a Bastion, but maybe can find a pick, as he so often does. Uh-oh, awkward wall there. Mei isolated away. Now some big attack comes in, but Yubi right back in, putting some pressure on the flank. Twisted Minds playing the angles nicely, and it's CR find themselves bullied off the angle.
Yeah, Stalker gets extremely low, and so does Heesang, as some railgun shots connect from Quartz as he wants to go try and fight Heesang here. No, there's no ice block up, just guns him down. You have to be so confident on the Sojourn to be able to do that. Close
Quick
quarters
pickup.
against a Mei.
They grab the point clip, but CR still fighting, trying to punish TVNT. The heals are massive from Simple, keeping that tank alive and healthy. But Max will take the Baptiste life in his stead, and as Stalker is back into the form, CR may be battling this one back despite the initial pick going against him.
Quartz with one, not going to be enough though. It'll be a point flip here for Crazy Raccoon. So I also think, look, if you can get to Simple and deal with him, they just don't have enough, obviously. HPS is going to keep everybody alive, right? It's just he's done a great job of doing it thus far. It'll be Heesang playing Tracer now, so they're going to ditch the Mei. Maybe the Tracer here is to put more pressure onto Funny Astro and Simple.
Shield positioning that suggests a desire to go deep. They'll think better of it, but now, here comes the Ray over the top, the Bastion form as well. The wall doesn't last long. Max is deep into the backline, needs some support here. Twisted Minds bunkering nicely. The Blizzard from Yubi just makes enough space. Artillery in desperation for Stalker. Rally out from Chorog. The Quartz's OC seems to be a death now, but hold on. As the supports for Crazy Raccoon activate, finding kills on the fight. A third for the backline of CR.
As this started off so poor for Crazy Raccoon, but they battle back. They get aggressive behind the orbital array, but it's a really nice Mei wall there from Yubi in combination with the Blizzard that splits Max off from the rest of the team. Ant Matrix used there as well, but not enough there for TM to battle back. They get early point control, but lose it. Be the first flashpoint on the board here for Crazy Raccoon.
Astro has the sound barrier, but this Brig Juno comp can be so difficult to aggress into. So many powerful defensive tools. High ground control, though, for TM provides Quartz with a base from which to put that fire down. Heesang holding a pulse bomb, though, and finally a comp in which he can really connect with.
Choron gets low, man, but they do not have enough to go in, try and fight him right away.
Here's the beat. TM deep into the backline. Can they find kills? Stalker is down, but Chorong demands a trade. The Annihilation is out early from Max. TVNT responds in kind. Max a little bit healthier of the two as these Ramatras brawl out. Vigilante is behind, and Yubi gets cut down. Despite the ultimates committed from TM, they can't win the team fight. They can't earn that contest.
And I wonder if you're thinking about potentially a swap here for Twisted Minds. It's interesting, right? They banned the Kiri here. Or you would love the Kiri to maybe even play with the Diva in this type of scenario, right? At this moment in time. The nade comes through the choke here for Stalker, puts down some damage. As Yubi taking a lot of damage as well. It is going to be costly for Twisted Minds to kick this fight off. Another nade from Stalker. That's going to earn him the artillery strike.
In this position, so cloistered, so close range, it's hard for Simple to find the opportunity, but Quartz will make it himself. An instant pick onto Stalker with the rail headshot, a recall force out of Heesang. But once again, Crazy Raccoon refusing to yield. In the 4v5, they'll initiate first. They'll be sending these attackers packing.
Even though they get that pick, Quartz takes it off. It's going to be
range.
Stalker with a long-range artillery here. Oh, are you kidding me?
But Lucio, how does he do it? Heesang cleans them up. And Crazy Raccoon making Kings Row look like an anomaly. Up 2-0 with very little contest so far on New Junk City.
Stalker with the artillery from Spawn gets Funny Astro. No way Twisted Mind's going to be able to make it through the choke. They give it up, but they do not have another flashpoint to give up here. Rally with the bash.
Double bash onto Astro, but hold on. drone keeps them alive, but not for long. The rest of Crazy Raccoon pouring over the top. A Blizzard freezes too, but where's the follow-up? Max still healthy. Heesang cleans up Simple, and just Yubi and TVNT remain. Running back to the spawn, a familiar sight on New Junk City as Crazy Raccoon once again finding the early fight win and the first cap. Yubi to the Tracer. And Simple, the Moira?
Now
At this moment?
Now we're just searching, just raw HPS. Moira here, just trying to keep everybody alive, playing as much
Cat
ball as
Bastard,
possible.
it's back. Artillery from the high ground, activated, but hold on. Max may have overplayed his hand, has to fall back into the waiting arms of Vigilante. Yubi forces the point as well, pulling Crazy Raccoon this way and that. But so far, they refuse to yield a kill, although Quartz, somehow always in the moment of need, finding the kill. TVNT finds a second. Astro wants to hold on to this beat, but may not be so lucky. A crucial 1v1, and Quartz on a single point of HP.
Not even a reaction as he goes down to literally 1 HP, able to survive, battle out Chorong. Yubi over to Tracer, but Wilder, the Moira coming out here. It's Cat Bastion on the cards. It'll be Stalker with an opportunity here to kind of hover over the point. Nade over towards Quartz, forces him back a little bit. Now the turret form coming out.
TVNT offers himself up. The beat comes in from Astro. 4 players connected. Can they get towards his backline? Vigilante is low. Yubi playing distraction on the flank, but Heesang looking forward, trying to hunt him down. Gets that recall out, but can he find the kill? Simple with the coalescence now. Started to overwhelm, but again, Stalker, the artillery fire, shuts down the Lucio. Pulse does go wide. Quartz, a second lease on life, another chance. Maybe it'll be enough, but it comes down to a scrappy trade, and Moira reigns supreme in this kind of an engagement.
Yes, Simple gets 2 here on the Moira. His Twisted Mind stays alive. The coalescence early there allows him just kind of beam people down. I mean, so the Moira, right? Like in some of these fights, as Max goes over to the Maga here, just the amount of healing that Moira can just get, right? And like a little bit of, some damage at times, survivability, allows TVNT to kind of continue to take these positions aggressively.
Best in class survivability, but will it be enough? Vigilante pops the Ray to ignore those Fists of Fury from TVNT. Crazy Raccoon step up to the point, but it's not quite open yet, so the Ray gets essentially nothing. Beautiful rotate from TM, but Crazy Raccoon refused to yield. Max pulls aggro to himself, but just dashes right out. Quartz now with the OC. Will he be shut down? The Bastion looking to hunt him down, force him to slide out. Astro rides out. And somehow the first flip goes to TM. Raccoon not out of this yet. Still 5 players remaining, but Stalker seemingly soon to fall, and Yubi will find the finish.
Yeah, this would be such a huge comeback for Twisted Minds. The Moira coming in. Nobody would have had that. They're going to go away from Cat Bastion here. They're going to go with Stalker here on the Soj. Chorong going to go back and play the Brig. I mean, these are comps that Twisted Minds is pulling out, and nobody, I mean, they didn't scrim them, right? They are coming up on the fly.
This is modern Overwatch. You have to adapt. And both teams now throwing caution to the wind, willing to risk everything on this gamble. Max already cut down, deleted the rail from Quartz. The follow-up from Yubi is good. You can ban his sim, but you can't stop him. 3 on the fight.
Is this happening? Twisted Minds down 2-0 on this map. Go over to a Moira comp against the Cat Bastion. They rally 2 flash points in a row. 1 away from tying this series up. Who would have thought after the first 2 games we would end up in a tie game scenario after 4? TM trying to do what felt like the impossible. Quartz is going to have OC for this as well, by the way. Pulse Bomb from Yubi doesn't get much.
Stalker, he'll take the challenge now on the Sojourn Mirror. Quartz, though, maybe with the edge, an early OC could be devastating, and Astro holding on to that beat. Feels like so much is riding on this opening fight of the checkpoint. Quartz pops the OC, sending Rails into the back of Max, retreating out, but a headshot will take Chorong down with the help of TVNT. And now with the player advantage, Twisted Mind starting to cook. Yubi cleaning up on this Tracer, finishes off Stalker, and the rest of Crazy Raccoon soon to follow, the 15th streak for Yubi.
I mean, there's one thing we got right here is we have the two best teams in the world in our final here at the moment. Twisted Minds pulling out all the stops. This is going to be a tough fight, though. Orbital Ray, Rally, Cage Fight, everything available here for Crazy Raccoon. It'll be Max who gets onto the point here, trying to drag them down from the high ground. Ray used as well.
He's called upon in his team's moment of need. Astra with the beat, it's purely defensive. Vigilante with the Ray now forces the issue on point. TVNT, though, holds the line. Still healthy and with Annihilation to spare.
And Annihilation and Coalescence, it's going to be the Cage Fight here dropped by Max. It's going to be an Annihilation. TVNT, he's healthy. He's good.
Down. Had to come in to support. Got beamed. Great awareness to change targets. Twisted Minds starting to crumble under the pressure. Coalescence still holding, though. Chorong rallying. Desperation now as they look to burn down TVNT, but he just won't drop. Ramon's still fighting strong with Heesang, shutting down Quartz. Maybe hope is left for Crazy Raccoon. Twisted Minds pick up 95 on the play.
Yeah, they get up to 95. It is heroics for Crazy Raccoon. They are absolutely dumping everything into that. It is just one fight, though, that Twisted Minds needs to get to tie this series up at 2 apiece. Yubi with a pulse bomb.
Aggression onto
They
Quartz.
push up.
A double slide away. Astro now in the sights. Crazy Raccoon looking to change this story. But Twisted Minds definitely fall back. Pulling off the play. Max, though, getting a strong trade on the TVNT, who needs some real help. Max senses weakness. Charges forward, but backs out. Simple's the one to find the kill. And in the chaos now, Yubi with the pulse bomb could be enough. And he catches Chorong. It's Twisted Minds on the verge of picking up their second map in the series and sending us to a tied grand finals. Crazy Raccoon obliterated on maps 1 and 2. Where have you gone?
Yubi just coming off the bench. Yubi's like, you know what? I only play finals. I don't really care about that regular season junk. As they are laughing, down 0-2 on flashpoints on that map. Looked like they were getting dumpstered yet again. They come up with they play Moira. Who's playing Moira? Nobody's even playing Moira in ranked. I mean, you were just coming up with all the stuff. Crazy Raccoon might be a little boomed at the moment. I mean, after a game like that, whoa.
What an impressive
I
lead
thought we were
from
getting out of
Simple,
here
though,
early.
because what does Moira offer? I mean, best-in-class survivability. When Cat Bastion comes in to commit, too often it's the supports who are caught and punished. But Moira, uniquely difficult to punish in those scenarios.
I mean, 15k HP there from Simple. Decent damage involved in some kills. These highlights are going to look insane, folks.
They had to do it the hard way on New Junk City. I mean, to go down 2-0 brutally, I might add.
Such a sick game. And look, with Simple playing the BAP, right, you're just trying to, like, you need if you're going to play the Lucio, right, you need a healer who can just kind of deliver raw HPS. Typically, we see, like, the Kiri, obviously, they ban the Kiri here. But once they start collapsing on the Simple on the BAP, you're kind of like, all right, where do you go? Okay, this is where he gets Funny Astro. This is just crazy.
The whole choke point, just laying down, covering fire.
But you would never expect them to go to a Moira, right?
No. Like, at this level, no.
But what are the other options, I guess?
I mean, you know, that's when you look at a player like that, Simple, that's something that, you know, if he had lost this, right, if it had gone and people are like, oh, no, Moira, are you crazy? Like, they would have mocked him, right? They would have mercilessly, I might add. But Simple with the confidence in his own read. Exactly. I mean, not something I would have had the intelligence to pick. Simple, one of the best in the world right now, and you might argue the best, despite being a young player. I mean, he's the most exciting flex support in the last few years.
And would you have predicted they win the map that the sim is gone?
I mean, this should be your weakest map. This should be the gimme almost against Yubi.
This is wild because the Pharah and the Cat are still available for them to get rid of in the remainder of the series, right? Now we go over to push, right? You expect it to be Runasapi. We've seen everybody go to Runasapi with Nuke Queen Street being the other option. We've seen Quartz and them turn off. I mean, that Pulse Bomb was...
The one-trick allegations have been greatly overstated. Yubi holds the line here on New Junk City, but it's simple in the feed. I mean, we've got to talk about this on the nails, no less.
I mean, bro.
The chat goes wild.
the chat,
you know the chat
is losing their mind seeing a Moira here in the grand finals, as that is something, I mean, nobody would have had. I mean, you wouldn't even had Moira in the show matches. I mean, you wouldn't even predict that to come in. So Simple brings it out here. TM. They were alluding on Twitter like, hey, we have some crazy stuff. So, I mean, the Reinhardt obviously coming into play here. I wonder, they're keeping Max in, I guess.
I wonder.
We haven't seen the
Maybe
sub on stage, so, I mean, the sub would usually be done by now. So it feels like we're seeing Max in yet again.
It's an interesting choice. I wouldn't mind seeing Judman come in at this point, if only to shake things up. Maybe bring out the Wrecking Ball.
I mean, yeah, we've seen it on Runasapi.
Yeah.
And the last time we saw Twisted Minds play this as well, you know, I think game we casted, they went to the Hazard on this map, which is...
Could be interesting.
I mean,
the way this series is going?
At this point, who knows what they're going to play at this point? I mean, they are really, you know, something that I think people talk about with Twisted Minds is like, oh, yeah, okay, so it's going to be a Mizuki ban here for TM, first one locking that in. A lot of times people will say Twisted Minds, like, you know, whether it's like the hero pools or like, oh, we're only good at these types of comps, right? I think you're starting to see them prove that wrong here in real time.
I mean, frankly, you don't win world champs as a team with, you know, look at a player like Yubi.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, he can look amazing on the sim, but if he didn't have the Tracer in the pocket like that, if you were really getting free wins from the sim ban, I don't think they'd have hoisted so many trophies. I don't think they'd have earned such a pedigree. And now, look at the players.
Well, you see also, like, Coach Moon and the staff for Crazy Raccoon just kind of, like, trying to keep these players on track, right? They looked like this was going to be an easy walk in the park after 2.
I mean, they had to have started to feel that. They didn't look overconfident, but, I mean, come on.
It's natural.
Circuit,
you feel it.
We felt, I mean, we
felt it.
We were starting to book train tickets. It was looking,
I mean,
looking dicey.
Johnny's looking at restaurants. I mean, people are like, hey, this is looking rough. Cassidy banned? Honestly, I don't think that bothers TM that much. Because, like, Quartz is going to play the Soj, right? I think he wants to play the Soj.
Not a Soj ban, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you feel like the Soj is also really great for Stalker to have access to. If Sim comes out, Soj being able to drop the Disruptor shot on the TP and slide away. It's a very comfortable hit scan matchup where Cass might be maybe a little bit more vulnerable. Cass can also be incredibly powerful in dealing with the Jetpack Cat. So this could just be run it back on Jetpack Cat. I mean, with these bans, it's like, what's really going to stop you? Cassidy has been one of the few hit scan tools for these low ground teams to, you know, fight back.
Yeah, that is a good point. Is the Mizuki is gone, so maybe you're trying to take away some of those, like, Sigma May. This is probably the only time, you know, really throughout the series thus far where we're going to get see TVNT play that diva probably in, like, the freer type of style that he would love to, right, without the Mizuki out there.
Mystery heroes for TVNT so far on the day, but I mean he's looked fantastic.
The whole roster.
I mean he's got wins on Roadhog and Reinhardt today.
We saw them play Freya on Circuit Royale. I mean, when was the last time Freya basically, you know, the season that she was released, we saw her.
She ran to the table for some time.
Yeah, she had a good run, but it has not really been viable here at this event. They went to it. I love it. The Twisted Minds, they're pulling out. No stone left unturned. It's like, hey, you think Freya can work? I don't know. Let's see how it goes. So the Moira comes through there for Twisted Minds to tie this series up at 2 games apiece. Dude, if they win this one, CR is going to be sweating bullets.
Oh, I mean, man.
You take Runasapi.
This is a crucial map, right? Because whoever wins this is on series point. And the way this series is going, you can't take anything for granted.
A huge map. Winner goes on to series point. The loser will continue to search for answers in the set. As it'll be Twisted Minds here. I think they'll end up playing this Diva. This is kind of like really what they want to end up playing in a lot of scenarios. Just really haven't felt the ability to play it here against Crazy Raccoon. Is okay, let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can beat this Jetpack Cat. It'll be...
Could be the fire for Heesang. Goes with Reaper instead, valuing that low ground threat. Quartz will have a lot of work to do on Bastion. Gonna have to be defensive, always aware of the threat of Stalker, but Heesang's Reaper, another huge thorn in your side. Twisted Mind's getting aggressive with the Sim though. CR on notice, you will not be allowed to rotate around this map for free, but with form used by Quartz, a window of opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, they actually see the form used there by Stalker as well, so they're gonna get back up. This Jetpack Cat will just kind of fly the Bastion out of dodge as trying to put some pressure on it. Max being dangerously low.
He's in trouble. Heesang forced to Wraith form. Twisted Minds enduring well. Max goes down. TM regrouping, still healthy with a 5-on-4. Vigilante now soon to drop. And he'll fall as well. TVNT cleaning the map. Stalker pulled into his death. Chorong just has to take the quick reset. And the concept looked good on paper for Crazy Raccoon. But Twisted Minds back to basics. And Simple on the Kiriko, really unleashed now in the series.
So this is where, though, they've had trouble with Heesang now going over to the far, and no way that the Sim can engage with really either of the damage dealers on the other team. You can't really dodge both for long. So you see some damage here from Stalker on the flank, putting them in a really weird angle. Kitsune rush used by Simple, trying to keep everybody up.
Early rush. Zoned away, but Quartz swings. Heesang caught alone. Bastion's DPS throughput in the rush is immense. Even Stalker zoned away with the help of the Cat. Quartz, a huge threat on any angle. Bastion left on his own. UB immediately smells the weakness.
And CR uses the rush here. They use the rush. Twisted Minds just back up out of it here. They're going to keep Quartz alive here. He's going to use the artillery.
Big pressure on Max now. Pops the form. Twisted Minds, though, on the retreat potentially. Sim grab, but he can't be pulled away. Quartz grabs the kills back. Vigilante and Max find frags of their own. And it seems that TM's push runs out of gas for now. As I say that, though, TVNT finds one, Quartz finds another.
Oh, he's going to get the help back.
The 2v4, they're somehow winning?
He's going to get the help back. They're going to have to back out there for a second, though. Crazy Raccoon, they actually dodged the Cat Bastion. They're going to go with Chorong here on the Lucio. Stalker going to go over to the Venture. Wow. They already have checkpoint here for Twisted Minds as Crazy Raccoon, Jake. I think when you get in this like mystery hero type of game, this is like Twisted Minds. This is what they want. Like, this is what they would rather play. So Max does have the Annihilation sound barrier there. Only connects
beat on two. Weak beat from Astro. Maybe an opportunity for Raccoon. Twisted Minds, it's 1-for-1 off the play. Quartz is low. Does not have form. Surrounded, flanked from all sides, but he continues to fire back. The support grouping around this backline, ensuring the Quartz can still put down the damage. The tracking is perfect.
I mean, you're watching the best hit scan in the world by just off of the consistency that he plays with. Stalker now going over to the Mei. Twisted Minds looking to run it down on CR into their spawn. Kitsune rush there. Max taking a lot of damage as he's going to back up. You probably farm rush here for Vigilante and Crazy Raccoon, but it does not feel good doing that back in your own spawn. The Mizuki ban has been huge on this one, by the way, as well.
Absolutely. TM now looking comfortable in their lane with a massive advantage here on push. 100-meter gap already opened up. But TM, if I know anything, is that they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about the finish here on Runasapi. Heesang with the barrage could find something over the top. Artillery shells raining down from above on Quartz. Raccoon now with a rush of their own. Stalker just barely stays alive. Rush is good for one, but Simple still gets the trade.
Yeah, it's going to be TVNT using the self-destruct here. Going to get a remake back. Everybody is split. This is a bloodbath of a fight. As Yubi and Co. just trying to chase the members of CR down. CR just trying to get this back towards mid-map, Jake. so they can fight outside of their spawn for once.
I mean, running the cart back mitigates your losses, but it doesn't do much to change the fundamental state of this game. Twisted Minds, happy to run the clock down with an advantage like this.
It's Crazy Raccoon, they'll have their sound barrier. It'll be Twisted Minds with theirs to match. Blizzard available here for Stalker as well. Some big damage there going down on the TVNT. It's going to allow them. You're going to have an advantage here for Twisted Minds in terms of support ultimates.
Blizzard deployed a good boop, ensures TVNT can't escape.
Only a two-player beat for TM.
And once again, but it's enough to keep TVNT alive, which I think was the objective for Astro. Yubi takes an icicle to the head, has to slow his roll just a bit. But TM bending, not breaking. He's saying over the top, needs to find value. But with the rush out of Simple, maybe the value is just to survive.
Yeah, it'll be the rush here. Gets Quartz around the corner here. Everybody on CR just getting out of the way. Heesang does find Yubi, so that is a huge pickoff as we're about halfway through the clock in terms of this push game. Is TM gonna try and back out here? Turret form as well for Quartz as he's moving on in. TVNT finally gets demeched as this will be a fight win here finally for Crazy Raccoon.
And for the last few fights, feels like Crazy Raccoon have started to find their composure. Twisted Minds came into this map firing on all cylinders, but Crazy Raccoon now with the chance to change things. The economy flipping back in their favor, but still TM with good options to deploy.
CR is going to have just about everything for this next fight. It's TM. They're going to go on a wrap here, Jake. See if they can find one. Nice Maywall actually prevents them from collapsing on a target. This is a really weird situation for Twisted Minds to land into.
Jorong!
What?
Bounced in by the grenade, perfectly placed from Quartz. Yubi follows up with the stim maul. The rush from Vigilante, though, makes it a little bit hard to step up to the plate. A TP into the backline for Yubi. He's all in committed now. Blizzard is out, and Vigilante is good for one. Heesang still floating over the top. TVNT will shut him down. It's turning into a deathmatch scrap on the point. Annihilation from Max. Will it be enough? He finds one. Vigilante with the nether. And Crazy Raccoon right the ship here on Murasaki.
They will demech TVNT. 3 minutes on the clock. As that did not start off well for Crazy Raccoon. You lose Chorong at the start of that fight. Quartz is going to go over to the Sojourn. I think this is like just to be a little bit more of a threat to that Pharah constantly, the railgun shots. So that is what has really bothered them at times throughout this series, this Heesang Pharah. So it's going to be Twisted Mind.
Quartz! That could be enough. Kiriko pick first is just about the dream. Desperation Barrage, a beat going in as well. Crazy Raccoon, the pick, they refuse to back down now. An even 3-on-3. Simple commits the rush and TVNT finds 2. Will Max be able to fight this? The rush provides so much in this kind of a fight. And it seems that Ramatra finds himself on the way back to spawn. Twisted Mind staunch the bleeding, but Crazy Raccoon with a meaningful push into enemy territory.
I think if you're Twisted Minds, your kind of goal here is if you can win another fight, get this back closer towards that spawn door of CR. With like a minute 30 on the clock, you feel pretty good about your chances. It'll be Heesang going over to
aggressive
the sim
beat
here.
Max TP's out, beautiful from Heesang, saving the Ramatra. Beat gets nothing from Bunny Astro. A Blizzard out now from Stalker. TVNT frozen, the self-destruct gets him alive and out of the fight, but Heesang runs him through. Yubi charged up, but Max drops him like a stone.
Quartz answers with 1. You still have a few players alive here for Twisted Minds. The bot gonna go back towards TM territory as TVNT gonna ditch the Diva, go over to the Ramatra. Gonna try and brawl this out a little bit more. Huge rush here available for Vigilante and Crazy Raccoon. You can just not lose somebody at the hands of Quartz early on with this overclock. You need everybody to make it through this.
OC could be devastating. A Simwall to support. Simple finds 1. Quartz might even be able to hold on to this. He certainly shouldn't need more. 1 kill, 2 slides. Vigilante does find him, but it's an expensive one. The rest of the team falling around him, and a nice delay on this Kiriko. Vigilante knows it. He has to just head towards the edge of the map, but that buys a massive amount of time for TM to roll this cart. Crazy Raccoon now.
And that's the rush for Crazy Raccoon, right? You're going to have this rush here for Simple with the Ramatra inside of it. You don't have the Annihilation, but with the Annihilation from Max, you imagine Quartz with that OC is going to farm through that.
Caution thrown to the wind.
What?
Chorung already down. Too close to the corner. Took a risk and he'll regret it. DVNT though frozen in the blizzard. Vigilante strikes back. Max though getting so low on this Ramatra. May need the annihilation just to continue the fight. The shield providing so much value. But Quartz somehow always finds his man. Back into the back. Immediately back into the fight.
So good.
And with just 10 seconds remaining, desperation for Stalker. Rapidly to the Tracer, but will he even be able to touch? I don't think so.
Twisted Minds, 1 game away.
What a world.
That's 3 in a row for TM against CR.
Matt, we've been around for some time. We've seen some blowout grand finals. Have we ever seen a grand finals start like this one did? And for a team to come back in this fashion, I mean, I can't remember it.
No. I mean, not in this fashion. I mean, this place is stunned. Crazy Raccoon, it looked like it was going to be a party in here early on. And Quartz has just been dominant, man. 29 limbs there, 16k damage, whether it be the Bastion or the Sojourn. And dude, I gotta say, for Crazy Raccoon, if you were to tell TM 2 days ago, hey, in the finals, you're gonna get CR playing Ramatra with a Mei and a Sim, they would have said thank you.
Yeah.
They would have said please and thank you. No changes needed. That is the type of play style that Twisted Minds plays themselves, and they have no problem playing that. They have to feel so confident at the moment. CR will not go down though like this. 4 games in a row. Can you imagine if Twisted Minds after those first 2 just comes back and just casually runs 4 games in a row against Crazy Raccoon, and that's how this ends? I mean, that would be a statement performance.
I mean, if you don't believe now, Matt, you aren't paying attention. This team has battled back, now in pole position to lift yet another trophy for the franchise. In a meta that they thought top 3 would be a great result. They came into today thinking, you know what, we're playing with the house cash. We'll see what we can do.
The way they were talking coming into this, event, once they got here and started boot camping, that was like, hey, if we're there on the final day, awesome. But it wasn't like a extremely overconfident Twisted Minds. And we kind of saw Funny Astro after one of their games. He came on the desk. He's like, we're just going to kind of play our way and go down. I mean, this is just, he never misses.
I mean, like in these moments, right? Of all players, to have that kind of a test asked of them in a moment of maximum pressure with no opportunity to make any kind of mistake. Who other than Quartz would you put in that position? I mean,
I'm laughing just off of the fact that says 3-2 Twisted Minds. I mean, a little bit ago, it looked like we were going to see 4-0 Crazy Raccoon, but man, Twisted Minds has battled back. They are 1 map away from being your Champions Clash winners. We'll have that next map right on the other side of this quick break.
The entire Overwatch world is watching. People came into this grand finals thinking, I know I did, this is CR's. They've got it locked up. They've already beaten TM 3-0. It wasn't close. We've seen this match before. But TM have shown us something new, something beautiful here, winning 3 straight to get to series point.
And now the map pool will open back up. It'll be Oasis, the map selection here for Crazy Raccoon. So they decided to take us back to Control. We were talking, it's like you could have played Junbin on ball, a new Queen Street, right? That's a pretty sick ball option.
Even Renaissance, I think the ball would have served them well.
Is Max still in? We'll get an update here. It looks like, we'll see what the bans decide to be. A lot of things available here to get brought in. So
Junbin back in for Max.
Junbin will come back in for Max. For Twisted Minds, you still have the Jetpack Cat ban. You also still have a Pharah ban. available. Heesang has been really a nuisance on that far a lot of times.
Wrecking Ball as well now, so
Yeah.
a lot of the core pieces that looked unstoppable on Ilios, vulnerable. But Junbin also coming in with a lot of fresh energy. I love to see a player like that coming and talking. He's been watching this series devolve, frankly, from the back lines.
Yeah.
But now he comes in with a fresh perspective, which is sorely needed for Crazy Raccoon.
But he's never seen the simple Moira, though.
True.
He hasn't seen that.
He hasn't been on the other side of that.
He hasn't seen that bad boy on the server yet. So it'll be a
Whoa.
Lucio ban here for Crazy Raccoon. It'll be a Mei ban here for Twisted Minds.
Weird bands, man. Really weird bands.
So, I mean, funny Astro likes to play the Juno. I mean, could you go to Juno Kiri with like are you doing like Juno Kiri with a Ram and you're kind of playing that type of style with the Sim in play?
That could be. Cat Bastion, though, very much live on Oasis.
Because you would
Wrecking Ball as well.
Yeah.
I don't like this Mei ban. I think this is, I mean, maybe it's a misread from TM. Maybe they're more worried about the Rush matchup, wanted to take that Mei away. Maybe they just want to save some crucial bans for what could be the final map of the series. But I think you'd be making a big mistake to count CR out just yet. Junbin,
or
previous
there's also
MVP winner, lifted trophies in the past.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe if you're Twisted Minds, right, you get rid of the Mei here, and maybe there's a world in which you feel like if this goes to 7, right, you want to pick a map that like Pharah would be pretty good on, and you want to get rid of it there. You don't want to kind of just burn it here on Oasis.
But you could burn the, I mean, yeah, I guess it is really the Pharah ban is the impactful one. I wouldn't have minded a Wrecking Ball ban, but maybe they're worried Junbin has such a deep pool. It could go to the Maga.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
which
true.
also has looked fantastic with Cat at times.
Or maybe they just feel like they have something else up their sleeve, right? This team is kind of pulled out all
They've sure
the
had
stops.
a lot so far.
They
I mean,
pulled out all
they
the
got some
stuff.
big sleeves, man.
Reinhardt, Reinhardt for TVNT to get a dub. I mean, we saw Yubi pull out the Tracer, the Mei. We've seen Quartep to go over to Freya at times in this series. Simple on Moira. I mean, they have gone in every which direction throughout this one. And I think Crazy Raccoon, I think with the amount of like swaps and everything that TM's doing, I think it's kind of thrown them off their game a little bit. What is going on here at times? I mean, see if they are able to send us to 7. Crazy Raccoon, they have lost 3 maps straight here against Twisted Minds just in this set.
Man, the fans have shown out in such a big way this weekend in Japan. It's been incredible, the energy that they've given, not only to hometown favorites like Crazy Raccoon, but to some foreign upstarts like TM. They're just here for some good Overwatch, Matt. Brings joy to my heart.
I mean, this is the toppest Overwatch we are getting. I mean, just tip top. I mean,
Doesn't get better than this.
this is... I can't, off the top of my head, a series that has gone like this, where one team has kind of dominated the first 2. The other team, I mean, look, we were playing in a lot of Overwatch without bans, right? So never the opportunity to kind of start changing the game up like this to see all these different things start to come on through. So, they have actually used the Pharah ban there for Twisted Minds. So they've used the Pharah, they've used the Bastion. It's just the Cat that would be available for a game 7.
If you can even get there, Crazy Raccoon, they think they've secured themselves a comfortable state here, able to bring out Junbin with all of his main tank flexibility, Cat Bastion fully available, and on control no less. A tough test for TM. They might find themselves on series point, but there's more to fight for.
CR's tournament life on the line. Junbin comes on back in after a long stint on the bench here. And I mean, Jake, there is no bigger moment for him than this. I mean, I thought Max played really well. It just seems like Twisted Minds kind of has those comps dialed in that he is playing Crazy Raccoon. They will go to that Jetpack Cat with the Bastion and the Pharah. Can Twisted Minds finally beat this setup?
TPs from Yubi, though, gets high ground control. But against Cat Bastion, it won't last for long. Crazy Raccoon taking these wide angles. Yubi TPs forward. Maybe they're going to look for some pressure. Aggressing, but Trollron quick to pull Stalker out of trouble. Now he's right back into the mix. TP broken. Limited mobility now for TM. How are they going to fight this one out?
Yeah, TM gets out of dodge there with the turret form that comes on through. It's going to be TVNT who steps up onto the point here. Just trying to keep this one contested. Nice rockets over the top there from Heesang.
And Junbin forcing the issue on point. A headshot is good, but Stalker with a big angle on the Bastion. TVNT dropping low, needs a lot of care from the supports at this moment. But with the point under pressure, forces himself into a difficult decision. Still, neither team finding burst advantage. No one wants to make the first mistake on Oasis.
Yeah, it's going to be Quartz with a Deadeye here.
Man, that's an early Deadeye.
Can you move up here? It's going to be a TP with that Deadeye.
He shoots and scores! Shuts down the cat. Yubi with the turret. Cleans up Stalker. A Deadeye before the first cap. I don't know that I've seen that before, Matt.
Just absolutely farming. As he rounds the corner as they get quite aggressive here. Stalker with the artillery. Nice shots onto Heesang. Quartz will not be denied.
Trophy at center stage, one that both teams dreamed of lifting. But Quartz,
oh, dude, this CR, are they crumbling here, Jake?
maybe a little bit closer, Matt. He is inexorable. On to the second Deadeye of the round, sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And Stock, I mean, he's the Bastion. He's got the cat by his side.
It does not matter. They just get Quartz in his face and they just try and challenge. I mean, the play from the hit scan of
This
Twisted
is not
Minds.
normal. What? I mean, he's taking over the server, Matt.
Another
Raining down terror. Deadeye comes in. Will there be a TP? Flips the map. Junbin definitely comes down low. A TP back. Heesang's not ready for it. Bastion still with the angle, but now it's TVNT's turn to challenge for the high ground. Crazy Raccoon fighting on in the 4v5. Rush is deployed on the point. The raid from Astro, though, buying time. Position still strong for TM. Quartz, though, caught, forced into a desperate 1v1. TVNT looks to punish, but Annihilation ticks away. No support comes in, and the Diva gets the job done.
Yeah, it's going to be a TP back from Simple to the rest of the squad. You're not going to be able to fight this just yet. It's going to be Crazy Raccoon Heesang going away from the Pharah, going to go over to the Reaper. The Pharah has been so good for them. Now over to the Sim to try and get them back into the fight. But this is a comp. Twisted Minds is totally fine playing against. It's going to be a nade there from Stalker, puts some damage down, gets rid of the TP. Simwall is going to be huge here. Is he already level 3 perks?
Disjointed. The best you can say. Bastion, a mere fly in the ointment. The gunslinger stands tall. A shield to use now, and the sword in the form of Quartz looks to strike. TVNT, though, cut down by Heesang, has to self-destruct, but somehow Torung is found in the chaos. Twisted Minds with a player advantage. 99 is the cap. CR still fighting with 4. Do or die in this fight. And it seems that death is the answer. TVNT refuses to back down on the point. Junbin running low. And 100-0 is the score on University. This could be it. TM on the verge of lifting a trophy that even they dared not dream for.
1 round away. Twisted Minds, the most improbable run back. So we take a look. Simple, TVNT, and Yubi. Really, I mean, dude, that is dominant. Everybody perfect there.
What is Quartz stats?
In round 1.
I'm sorry, what is that stat? 6K in a round? That's a 100-0 round.
Yeah, I think it's like, let's even just stop the conversation about who's the best hit scan in the world. Like, it's a stupid conversation, and at this point,
there's no more room for debate.
I mean, with the way he has played, now let's get Junbin on the ball. If you can beat this, I mean, you deserve to live that trophy at the front of the stage. He's saying over to the Tracer as well.
Could be the final test. Aggression now for CR. They look to change the story of this match as it has been in the last 3 maps. Quartz always finding the initiative. Maybe Junbin's Wrecking Ball can change that. A relatively passive position from TM. Flanked from all sides. Crazy Raccoon. Twist the screws now. Not overcommitting. A roll forward from Quartz needs the support. But big damage is coming in against them. The dive from CR. What brought them to the top of the world may be enough to keep them alive in this series as Junbin finds Simple.
And I don't think TM is surprised. You know, they thought that when Junbin comes in, you're going to see this. Is Junbin trying to stay alive, taking damage from all angles here.
Does go down in the trade, but Bastion over the top from Stalker. TVNT heavily taxed on this point, and just out of gas. Quartz has another high noon. Somehow, I don't know what they're feeding him.
Quartz with one. The point is still the point is still open. I mean, Quartz has the Deadeye here to use.
You gotta be kidding me, Matt. This guy somehow, against all odds, refuses to lose.
TVNT's back. I mean, you have a full fight yet again.
Still the point in contest. A deep dive from Quartz into the back line, and TP away is good for now. High noon is channeled with the bounce away, and a post bump at his feet will drop our hero. Crazy Raccoon in control now, and Heesang looking for the finish. A big slam from Junbin. Cleaned up, maybe? Heesang is good for one. Feels like finally Twisted Minds might be pushed off the point.
It took a while, but CR finally able to get a fight win. Quartz gonna go over back to the cast, just seeing if he can find one out of spawn. 2 support ults here available for Twisted Minds. Gonna be able to fight within that Ray as Quartz puts a shot into Stalker at range. TP straight to the point. They want to have the fight taken to them.
Minefield is massive, surrounds Quartz, burns him down. Rush deployed from Simple, but will it be enough? Turrets cleaned off the point, and Crazy Raccoon firmly in control, waiting out the rush. Quartz is a long way away from this fight, and Twisted Minds choose to regroup rather than fighting without the Cassidy. Hard to disagree with given his performance.
This is a brutal point for Twisted Minds to fight into. I mean, you had that rush, it kind of went for nothing. You thought maybe you could keep Quartz alive, as it'll gonna be Simple over to the Brig here. Juno Brig, combination we haven't seen in quite a while. Artillery for Stalker. Let's see if he can find some kills through the choke.
Point is flipped.
Wait, what?
For free, Crazy Raccoon alive on 5. An unforced error here. Maybe they'll be able to find Quartz. All would be forgiven. Junbin takes out Yubi, but the Ray is down. Quartz still looking for more. Stun, good enough, but Jogon can't pull him away. Junbin, though, gets the kill himself. And with Stalker remaining on the point, run down by Brig and D.Va, but the support is good. Bastion will not fall.
Dude, it's wild they gave that up. I mean, typically you don't see this point just kind of flipped out of nowhere. It's one you can contest forever.
Oh, this
TVNT, this is brutal.
He's gonna rematch. Okay.
Junbin has the timing down to perfection. TVNT gonna get back.
They're gonna go
this
deep.
Fight. Yeah, it's gonna be a minefield.
Great boop though from Simple, denies the slam. TP forward, but Stalker punishes Quartz left behind. And with Junbin's wrecking ball, maybe they found the answer. Crazy Raccoon, undeniable. Force a decisive round with series point against them. They stay alive here on Oasis.
It's going to be a rally here for Simple. Not going to be able to keep anybody alive. Bullied off of it. Is Yubi keeping the comms going here for Twisted Minds. They probably feel like that's potentially the best ball point on this map. Then maybe you kind of just chalk that one up. We take a look at some of the stats. The tables have definitely flipped a little bit. Crazy Raccoon still in this one. Doing a much better job collapsing on Quartz, right? 5 deaths there after a nearly perfect round 1.
Incredible energy here in the venue. Twisted Minds consider their options. Gonna stick with the tried and true. The Brig Juno and Junbin. Feels like the Wrecking Ball is the answer, and I like this play. It is a Brig cast against him. It won't be easy. But if anyone could do it, it would be Junbin. Best ball in the world right now, and an instant kill on the Quartz. Follows up some early pressure from the high ground flank.
And they're gonna back up. I think they were actually trying to TP across there, and just he got insta-killed there by Junbin with some help from Chorong.
Oh, another one. Deep slam. Quartz caught off alone. Where's the support? Cassidy shut down, isolated. Stalker, though, traded by TVNT. But the flip comes in. Crazy Raccoon getting what they came for, but Twisted Mind's gonna try to fight this one out without their hero hit scan.
Yeah, TVNT goes in, crosses the point, maybe sees the support. On the opposite side of it, Junbin still so much HP rolling around on the point. Almost gets a body block there for a second. This player still contesting this for Crazy Raccoon as they're in control.
Huge pressure on Twisted Minds to find something. Junbin takes some big damage. He's gonna have to back off, grab a health pack to come back into the fight. But in the chaos, Crazy Raccoon finding comfort. Quartz drops low, bit isolated. TVNT peels back for the flanking support. A High Noon now is out, a TP to use, but being attacked from all sides.
They flip the point.
That's nice. Will it be enough? Artillery dropping around his ears. Junbin comes in for a slam, throws caution to the wind, but in control of the point. It's TM's turn to find their comfort, but Junbin denies. Again and again, the pulse bomb is good. TVNT dropping low now in the suit. Simple committing the rush, holding onto the point for now. A self-destruct by TVNT, not enough for a second lease. And he's saying Junbin getting to their deadly work in the backline now. TM, a regroup, a necessity.
Junbin wants to continue to play aggressive. I mean, just so annoying for Twisted Minds to deal with. T-Sang over to the Tracer here as well, putting just immense pressure on Twisted Minds. It's going to be Orbital Ray to open things up with Funny Astro Vigilante in return is going to use that Kitsune Rush.
Oh, Junbin holding the point so well. Yubi, though, changes the story, but he's pulled off the map in return. Jorong and Stalker finding two. Just Quartz now, the standard bearer for TM. TVNT and Simple trying to flip this point, but Junbin undeniable. Refuses to back down from this Cassidy. He'll give his life, but he gets the job done.
They do find Quartz, no flip here. Nice use of the artillery for the HP to stay alive. TVNT in so deep.
Oh, he's gonna be delayed here, Matt.
Yeah, this is miserable for TVNT.
Clean up from Chorong. There will be no tank in this fight. TM need a massive stall. Yubi with the symbol to walk up, but Junbin is free to play now in the back line. Quartz holding the point. TP is broken. Holding that High Noon, holding his nerve. But CR, patience now. Oh, Walker is caught. Doesn't expect the fast move. The speed ring from Funny Astro gets Quartz into position. Chorong caught as well.
And TVNT back in the fight.
Still fighting into this one.
Oh, that is unreal. Moments there from forcing a Game 7 from Crazy Raccoon. Stalker just get his head peeled there by Quartz with the Deadeye. So now you're going to be playing into the rush here. This is not free for Crazy Raccoon.
Stalker has been devastating over the top. Junbin, another massive slam. Hold on, maybe the Hinder denies it. Beautiful by Quartz. TM with the rush, holding their nerve.
TVNT with the self-destruct to keep this extended as well.
Running this clock down, but TVNT now has to risk his life to keep the point in control. A rush comes down, matched by Simple. Self-destruct keeps TVNT alive, but he can't survive for the resuit. Chorong is low, but Stalker will find his mark. Junbin looking for more. Everybody low across the board. Quartz, the 20th High Noon of this map. It's not enough. Crazy Raccoon, bring us to Game 7.
Couldn't end any other way. CR, they bring in Junbin, they play the ball, they bounce back in massive fashion. And they take us to a Game 7. I mean, dude, Quartz had played out of his mind on that map. It's just not good enough, man.
Deadeye is a cooldown for Quartz. He's not playing the same game as the rest of us. That's how it feels on the server, but neither is Junbin, man. Overwhelming pressure from the Wrecking Ball, despite incredible reactive movement from the opposition.
And I mean, you have to ban that in the last game?
I would. I mean, that's been the issue, right? When they haven't lost with the ball yet. They've lost with just about everything else. The ball,
yeah,
it's been the answer for Junbin. Historically, a great matchup against Sim, a hero who hates to be booped around, disrupted, denied from utilizing the TPs as they prefer. And crucially, it allows you to put pressure on Quartz the way nothing else quite can so far in this series.
Yeah, as we take a look at some of the highlights here. Nice shots there from Quartz yet again. But yeah, like you're talking about, I mean, dude, they have been unreal with the ball. And I think that's one thing that TM just doesn't really, like nobody in EMEA is playing, nobody really is playing ball, outside of really what Zeta and CR and obviously the teams in APAC. Not a lot of ball players in EMEA. it just does not seem like something they feel good about playing against. This is some unbelievable support play, able to keep Stalker alive through that as he's like steals the health pack there from Simple. That is just so mean.
Dude, some of these tracking moments from Heesang, I mean, it looks downright inhuman.
Yes, this is the second round where things kind of started to turn, and then just more of that here at the end. Some kind of pre-fire there from Chorong, and then a slam on top of the TP. This is just dominated by Junbin. I mean, you see this, and you're just like, okay, well, we know, let's lock in that TM ban for the Game 7. I mean, just been so good on the ball. And then I think that kind of gives you a weird thing to work with here for if you're Crazy Raccoon. If the ball ban is the ban, who's the tank?
Yeah.
In Game 7.
I mean, the thing is, you're going to have to pick your tank before you know.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to lock it in. But honestly, could you really take Junbin out at a moment like this? I mean, no matter the ban,
it'd be tough.
I just don't know that you can. I mean, Max has played a phenomenal tournament. We've been singing his praises.
Then what map do you go to?
I don't even know, man. We are.
Do you play Saravasa?
I don't hate it. It's a place where Cassidy, Sim, look incredibly effective, consistent.
Like a ball ban play Saravasa?
Yeah, like maybe you put Junbin on the Maga, which is something that it's a lot more
team is
understandable for TM, right?
Deal
like
with that. Yeah.
They're comfortable pressuring these rush tanks. The way Quartz is playing, you'd rather not have a head hitbox. That's the way I'm looking at it.
All right, so here's our series head-to-head, so we can get a little bit of an idea of where we're at. So 4 Twisted Minds here as we get into 7, right? I know the jetpack count is available to get rid of. You also, I think the ball is the one that's like the clearer one standing out here, right? If you're on the other side for CR, right? What you have, you can ban Soj. Looking through some of the other ones, I mean, if you wanted to, you could ban Kiri. Is an option for Crazy Raccoon. So
maybe a cat ban to come in also as a consideration for TM. I mean, maybe it's the ball, maybe it's the Cat Bastion, right? Like, so, I think there's different ways you could look at this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would have to kind of like be in the team comms to really kind of understand like what is the kind of root cause of that issue. Is it like if the cat is gone and the Bastion's on the ground, is it that much of an issue to deal with the ball? Is it because of the angles that the Bastion is at with the ball in combination with the Tracer?
If it were my call, for me, it's the Junbin ball. I mean, he's been the X factor this game. Yes, Cat Bastion is powerful, but even give me the rest of Crazy Raccoon playing a conventional ball comp,
so
but they disagree. They say it's the cat.
Yeah, so it is a cat, and then like I was kind of talking to, they could ban the Soj, so they get rid of the Sojourn here, and that is going to force Quartz onto the Cassidy, which, not the worst thing in the world, right? But still, I mean, you think about, I know Runasapi was so good on the Sojourn, and the Saravasa is the map pick. That's kind of what I was talking about, where it feels like the place to go. It'll be the cat that gets removed here in Game 7. See how they answer in response with the Sojourn.
And we have gone the distance officially. No draws on Flashpoint, Matt.
Are there any other hit scans you could play?
It's just got to be the Cass here. I really don't think there's any other option, right? I mean, there are other hit scans, but the way Quartz is slanging bullets right now, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, the High Noon looks fantastic. It's, I think, one of the best hit scan to consistently combo with the Symmetra. You could consider a Bastion of your own, I think, depending on the matchup. CR could throw some chaos into the works here. I mean, Junbin's a flexible player. Wouldn't mind seeing him come out and maybe trying to hit some tricky swaps, maybe start with a poke comp, switch to the dive, right? Like to really throw a wrench into the works, but there's no margin for error now.
I mean, do you think they play ball here? I mean, without the jetpack. Like
I think we get there. I think we get there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for me, the very first point on Saravasa, I quite like Sigma.
Yeah.
I think that range poke can feel really oppressive.
Because I think the hard part with the Cat Bastion in combination with the ball is there is no target.
Yeah.
Right? The target would be the Bastion, but he's up in the sky. So now if the Bastion's on the ground, if you can like use the defense matrix, live through some of that, right? You TP on top of the Bastion, you're in a good spot. I mean, could CR...
I don't think you play Bastion without Cat, though. For CR, that is.
Yeah.
I think that's actually an interesting point. What is Stalker going to play? I don't think
he
they're
gonna play
often
Cass?
going to play maybe a Cass of their own. Could be a double flex look.
We did see them play Mei Sim a little bit earlier, but you're not
come
playing
on,
that here.
You can't take the space in mirror. I mean, come on. At this moment, with what TM have shown in a rush mirror, that would be too crazy for me. Personally, I would throw a conventional ball dive. I would say bring out the tracer, bring out the ball. We'll get it done the old-fashioned way. We don't need these modern tricks with the cat and the
You play
bash.
Pharah Tracer with the ball?
That second DPS pick is really vexing right now. It's like, oof, it doesn't feel great. I don't love the Pharah, but what else do you really go to? Maybe just a hit scan of your own. I do, maybe. Soldier 76, thoughts on that?
He's Soldier, bro.
I wouldn't mind like an Emery, could be interesting.
Not see much Emery throughout this event. This place has been loud since this series kicked off, really the entire weekend at Champions Clash.
You know, Matt, the fans never quieted down. We were down 2-0. It looked over for TM.
Bro, it was
But those fans, they kept believing. The cheers got louder.
It was chalked for a bit.
As things got more desperate. Incredible energy here in Tokyo from the Japanese fans.
The Mizuki with the Kiri here at the end, and they're going to play the
And a
Cassidy
Sim mirror.
A Cassidy Sim mirror here.
I don't know that TM expected this. Ramatra should be comfortable here for Junbin. High ground control taken by Stalker. Throwing shots down range, but Quartz giving it back.
Man, the amount of confidence they have in Stalker to take this Cassidy head-to-head with the way that Quartz has played throughout this tournament is immense.
Big shot on Quartz, forces him to the low ground, earns first cap here for CR. Chorong really brought this Mizuki to the fore. And supporting Stalker, you've got to believe in the hit scan at this moment.
And I think for Twisted Minds, you probably think about ditching this diva, right? The Mizuki has given so much trouble to this hero as you are farming up towards your rush here. If you're Twisted Minds, you're also getting pretty close towards a beat. And Quartz feels like he's always got a dead eye. They're going to get this, maybe TP it up to the high ground, force them back.
First dead eye for Quartz. He pops it, gets some channel down. Playing around the shield. Skulls. Is he going to find the connection? He does. Rushes are out now. But player advantage TM. They're looking for a quick flip back. It won't be so easy. Vigilante, Chorong on slivers of HP, keeping each other alive into this fight. Heesing down now. Maybe the beginning of the end of this one as Quartz finds yet another. TM retake control, but it's so hard fought. We're getting to 90% here for Crazy Raccoon on the first fight.
Yeah, I mean, these fights just go for ages. Twisted Minds, they play for the Deadeye, they play for a rush off the rip. They get both, and they are able to take the point back as Twisted Minds, you're going to have this sound barrier. Bunny Astros had some odd ones throughout the series, but it'll be the Sanctuary available here for Chorong that it's going to be so difficult to fight inside. Maybe you see a TP in the Sanctuary drop and everybody spread. So it'll be Junbin who moves up, gets onto the point.
They fight together. Sanctuary looking for this flip early. Twisted Minds and may have no choice but to give it up. Self-destruct. TP oddly out of position there.
I think they keep him alive.
Necessary, but the flip comes in. Time is against you, Twisted Minds. Being held. Bunny Astro delivers at the last moment. Junbin now in a bad position, surrounded, hit from all sides. The support is perfect. Junbin lives.
Simple's going to get a rush here. He's going to decide to lay it over the point as Quartz on and off angle, trying to find Vigilante.
Oh, he'll have them all. But that flip in the mid-fight means Crazy Raccoon have another chance. And no support ults to respond to this rush. It's up to Quartz with a high noon. They're looking to push the pace. Catch Crazy Raccoon off guard in the spawn.
They try and push up, see if they can get maybe somebody out. Junbin over to the ball here. Try and get a touch. Try and disrupt some of the things Twisted Minds is doing here. Quartz with another Deadeye. They're so good at TPing him around the map, Drake, and keeping him up. Junbin will move up. He will get a touch.
Oh, it takes a lot of damage in the process. Chorong backing out as well, but here's the rush from Vigilante.
Deadeye.
Quartz, high noon.
Where's it going?
Holding the line. looking for that skull connection. Jorong baits it out. Junbin, though, caught by the hinder. Will Ball be able to survive? It's up to Stalker to hold his nerve, find the kill back into
Astro's
this
gonna
fight.
get beat. Astro's gonna get beat here.
It's so close, he needs it. Jorong 80 to the Sanctuary himself. Here comes the beat. Twisted Minds look to overwhelm quickly, but Junbin delays the push. The headshot is good on the Heesang. Will it be good enough for the finish? Oh, he gets it done. And TVNT
Oh, they
finds
weren't on
another.
the point, and they were not able to keep it going.
Oh, the C9 at this moment. But if this is any portent map, we're in for a fantastic final map of this series.
And we'll see if Junbin decides to stay on the ball. The Jetpack Cap ban maybe just takes the Bastion off the table, and you're not that worried anymore. If you're Twisted Minds, they will get to this point first. It feels like wild to even say that Quartz with another Deadeye. It feels like every single fight he has this Cassidy ultimate available. It'll be Stalker who opens things up with a Deadeye of his own.
Taking position, playing both angles with the help of that Sim TP. Stalker a little bit deep, needs a Sim wall to protect
Kitsune
it.
Rush used by Simple.
Sanctuary as well, so a 2-for-1 trade. Twisted Minds willing to yield the point for that.
Yeah, I mean, what, you use your Kitsune Rush, you get out Sanctuary and the Sim Wall, and now TNT's already on the point.
Here comes the High Noon. Quartz getting plinked down from range. Kiriko putting in that damage, a big shot on the Heesang, but the support is good to heal him up. TVNT now isolated on the point. Heesang pushes forward. Jorong and Stalker find kills of their own, but a self-destruct means there's still more to challenge. Kills from the DPS, but without support left. TM fighting with the HP they have in reserve. Vigilante stays alive, but Junbin getting low. The Sim Wall providing just too much cover to deny.
They can't push up on through it. Simple's gonna get back in. An unbelievable flip there for Twisted Minds. Early kills go in favor of CR, but TM able to battle back. It'll be a Kitsune Rush here for Vigilante. Jorong takes a lot of damage. Needs to stay alive. What?
They got deleted. Crazy Raccoon laughing all the way to the bank, willing to take that free fight. If Twisted Minds will give it up so easily. They had no ults, they made a desperate play, but CR so prepared.
Yeah, and I think they get Jorong quite weak there, and maybe they feel like they can capitalize on top of it, decide to TP on Ian, knowing that they're at a disadvantage there. It was the Kitsune Rush used by Vigilante in the fight. It's going to be both support ults available for Twisted Minds in this one. Another Deadeye here. It's not over just yet. Junbin with a slam. Nice amount of damage there.
Pressure applied. Stalker puts the damage down, forced to contest into the Sim Wall. High Noon as well. What's going to be the response? TVNT is out of the suit already. And another C9. Twisted Minds can't get to the point, can't find the fight.
Yeah, they just get bullied off there, Jake. 1-1 here in Game 7. Twisted Minds, you will be able to open up this next flashpoint with both support ults. You didn't use the Deadeye either, so you're in a pretty good spot, right? This point being able to fight over with that Kitsune Rush. Sanctuary available, though, for CR. The Kitsune Rush so strong here in this part of the map, specifically this point.
Slam through the top window. Stalker cleans up Astro. No beat to be deployed into this fight. Simple commits with the rush, though. Player disadvantage against him. But a beautiful Sanctuary denies all that incoming damage. And the first flip to Crazy Raccoon. Maybe more to find. UB isolated potentially.
Oh, they're gonna go quite fast. He's saying dangerously low. They find him. Jorong gets out of dodge. He was basically dead as well. Junbin will minefield over the point.
They won't give it up for free. But Twisted Minds exacting their blood price. Quartz finds kills. Junbin delays things, but it feels inevitable. The Minds find one, but it won't mean much. Funny Astro back to the fight quickly. And the Minds even eaten up by TVNT to charge up that rush just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, they know they're going to be at a disadvantage coming into this next fight. Vigilante with a Kitsune Rush of his own. Junbin going to go over to the Ram. I like how they were looking with the ball. I know the Ram, obviously great for Junbin. We'll see how it works out here fighting inside of the Kitsune Rush.
Yeah, at this point, though, so close range. Nice TP forward to the corner. Heesang takes position. High Noon is out from Quartz. TP's to the backline. Can he find the connection? Back and forth he goes, and two is one, and a third! He wants more! A fourth on the play, Quartz! And Junbin forced to just head off the map for a reset. Quartz and UB side by side. So many trophies lifted by this duo, and maybe just one more to be found today.
Bro, the Deadeyes and just kind of going side to side. One spawn with the Ramantra. We are back to the ball here to try and get a touch.
It's going to be an overtime fight, but still something to play for. Twisted Minds holding back, ready for the inevitable attack. Junmin pressures the point. Moment of pause, but the rush comes out, breaking the calm. Now Yubi, Simwall on point as well. Rush is traded, and in the chaos, Stalker finds a powerful position, raining in damage. Quartz also looking for his opportunity, but Heesang is the one to get his first blood. Stalker with the second. Does cost Stalker his life, but as the flip comes in, Crazy Raccoon keeping this point in contest. We're going to a final fight on this checkpoint.
Oh, hold on, they're trying to get Simple out of here with TVNT. Junbin will not chase. You're gonna have another fight here for Twisted Minds. This one not over yet. This flashpoint so important, would send somebody to game point, championship point in our game 7.
Again and again, the high noons ring out. Big channel onto Junbin. Can he get to the sanctuary? Just barely. Astro with the beat, but it doesn't provide much. Junbin throws caution to the wind now, straight into the backline, pulling the attention. Stalker raining in damage, it's his turn to hold this 6-shooter flank from behind. Yubi shuts him down, but Junbin and Heesang have done their work. And Crazy Raccoon remain healthy, finding themselves on championship point here on Surabasa.
One more point for CR. Be able to take Champions Clash, and TVNT will go over to the Maga. Trying to deal with this pressure from the Wrecking Ball of Junbin. The Mizuki may be a little bit less impactful against the Maga as well, as opposed to the Diva. Stalker just trying to find some damage at range. Simple gonna take some of that damage, turn into a Kitsune Rush. So,
TP to the high ground.
Yeah, that's an aggressive
It's a
TP
fake.
there, yeah.
Does it pull attention? Junbin, big slam, connects through the heart of TVNT. But he stays alive for now. The rush ensuring a powerful position. Simba from Heesang proving to be enough. A counter rush from Vigilante. Decisive advantage now for CR, but can they clean up the fight? Twisted Minds back off, but there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Heesang cleans them. Stalker finds a nether, and Simple has to take a long walk off the short pier.
A dominant first fight there from Crazy Raccoon. Potentially this final flashpoint. TVNT now over to the Zarya. This has worked for Twisted Minds, right? Searching for answers throughout this series. Maybe the Zarya, right, going to be able to kind of keep some of these players alive a little bit longer.
Junbin.
His ball has been the difference, Jake.
Oh, and the Kiriko going down first. An instant fight win. Stalker cleans TVNT. Blood in the water now. Crazy Raccoon peeking the spawn, looking for more. Now even the overtime touch in question.
We talked about it earlier. A huge decision. The ball or the cat, the ban here in Game 7. They go with the cat. It'll be TVNT back over to the Diva. Oh!
Chorong doesn't get the sanctuary off. Desperation minefield now from Junbin. Crazy Raccoon won't back down from just one pick.
We're gonna get an
comes in
OT.
from Astro. A necessity to keep this fight going. Crazy Raccoon may have done enough forcing that beat. They back off and look for the regroup. No support ults left for TM. It's up to Quartz and UB this fight, but immediate pressure from CR. Hold on, Quartz takes his head off. Junbin as well sent running.
Junbin dangerously low. I don't think you can fight this. Isang's going to fall as well. Twisted Minds still have some heroics. Chorong does not make it out with his life. And Junbin
Matt,
wrap around.
These picks have bought Simple a new lease on life, and Quartz!
What in the world is that?
Heroics were asked for and heroics were given. Simple now closed the gap on the Kitsune rush. Twisted Minds retaking the economy advantage. Need to win this point to stay alive.
You have the Sanctuary and the Kitsune Rush available for Crazy Raccoon. One more fight to win Champions Clash. Twisted Minds looking for that same fight to extend this Game 7. Junbin goes in over the top.
Formation disrupted. Rush onto point. Walls traded at cross purposes with TBNT off the suit. And hold on, maybe Crazy Raccoon. I've done enough. Fortune the high noon finds nothing. Crazy Raccoon still out. He's still brawling. Yubi drops. And 5 players stand. Twisted Minds falling. Their hopes around their ears. And Crazy Raccoon will lift the trophy in Tokyo.
What an unbelievable series, Jake. Twisted Minds, a lot of heart to battle back into that one. They win 3 straight maps. Crazy Raccoon, though, they pull it out in the end. This is a final we'll be talking around for a really long time.
There's not a competitor on this stage who needs to be leaving without their head held high. I mean, incredible fight shown from both squads. The energy here, palpable. They had to work for this one, Matt. They took the long, hard road in this series.
Yeah, and Crazy Raccoon getting everybody together to lift this trophy, Jake.
It's an incredible moment. One that I think these players will remember, as you said, Matt. One that will go down in Overwatch history. You can see what it means to them, the work that they put in, the trials and tribulations they had to fight through. An incredible team effort from Crazy Raccoon.
The road was hard, but Crazy Raccoon, your Champions Clash winners here in Tokyo, dethroning Twisted Minds. Sitting on the top of the Overwatch world for a while, but CR now back on top.
It's a beautiful moment, Matt. Bittersweet maybe for Twisted Minds fans, but for Crazy Raccoon, a vindication of their faith in these players. Refusing to give up, refusing to bow, facing a true test of adversity in this grand final, greater than any they had faced thus far.
We had not seen Lip all tournament long, but the crowd still has love. Which is one of the best Overwatch players of all time. Is the crowd overcome with emotion. I mean, after the first 2 maps, everybody was looking to celebrate. And Twisted Mind wins 3 straight. And CR holds on in the end. What a run.
Junbin's wrecking ball to start the series in style and to close it out.
And let's go down to the stage with Danny, Gavin, and our Champions Clash winners, Crazy Raccoon.
Guys, you guys did it. You guys are the champions for Champions Clash. Big congratulations. Let's start off with Chorong. You get to start off the interview. Yeah, first one's gonna be simple. You guys are finally the champions. How do you feel right now? 자, 일단 우승 너무 축하드리면서 드디어 해내셨네요. 이제 챔피언이 되셨습니다. 지금 소감 한 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
솔직히 2대0으로 이겼을 때 좀 가볍게 이길 줄 알았는데 이게 진짜 챔피언은 다르긴 하네요. 이게 상대가 조합을 좀 진짜 되게 좀 신기하게 좀 맛있는 조합들을 많이 하더라고요. 그래서 좀 힘들었는데 그래도 우승해서 기분 좋네요.
まずはチョロン選手に今どんな気持ちですかということで。
And Chorong said, yeah, I mean, it does feel really good to be crowned as champions. I feel like our opponents had a lot of tasty, kind of fun competitions to come up with, but it did really feel good to beat that and be the champions for Champions Clash.
もちろん優勝は本当にとっても気持ちいいんですけど、もう本当に相手がすごい味付けたくさんの構成を用意してきたんですけど、それでもちゃんと倒してこのチャンピオンズクラッシュの優勝になったのが非常に気持ちよくて嬉しいという気持ちです。
Talking about becoming the champions, I mean, you guys did win the Champions Clash last year in Hangzhou as well, and now in Japan, you guys are also, this is your second time winning the Champions Clash. So, what does Champions Clash, that title, mean to you?
チャンピオンズクラッシュは前回も優勝したと思いますが今回も日本でチャンピオンズクラッシュ優勝するということでそのチャンピオンズクラッシュは自分たちにどういったものなのでしょうか
CR이 작년 항저우에서 아무래도 챔피언 클래시를 이기고 또 이번에 똑같은 챔피언스 클래시를 일본에서도 이겨서 우승을 2번이나 하셨는데 이 챔피언스 클래시란 타이틀이 이 CR 팀에게 좀 어떤 의미가 있다고 생각을 하시나요?
첫 번째 국제 대회인 만큼 매우 중요한 대회였다고 생각을 하고 이번 대회는 크레이지 라쿤의 지역인 일본에서 저희가 경기를 했는데 우승을 하게 되어서 매우 영광이고 감사합니다. 기분 좋네요.
Yeah, definitely both have really good meanings. First of all, winning the Champions League last year was also very important because it's a major title. And also this one's even more special because it is in Japan. And yeah, it always feels good to win a tournament and becoming the champions. I love Japan.
もちろん前回優勝した時はタイトルもらえて本当に嬉しい気持ちだったんですけど、今回はクレイジーラクーンの日本というところでちゃんと日本でも優勝できたのがすごく嬉しい気持ちがあります。
Next question is a very serious question. Why are you guys so good? Why is Crazy Raccoon so good?
次は本当に真面目に聞きたいのですがクレイジーラクーンはなんでこんなにうまいのですか
자, 다음 질문 굉장히 진지한 질문이기 때문에 잘 들으셨으면 좋겠습니다. CR은 왜 이렇게 잘하나요?
저희는 스토커 있고 초롱 있고 비질 있고 준빈 있고 기상 있고 저 있고 립 있습니다.
The reason is because we got Vigilante, we got Chorong, we got Max, we got Junbin, we got all these great players, and I think that's why we're good.
もう本当に選手の皆さんチョンロンもそうですしビジランテもそうだしストーカーもそうだしもう本当にいろんなすごい強い選手があるからこそチームとして強くできてるというところです。
아 그리고 진서 형 우리가 복수했어. 진서 저희가 복수했다.
Alright, Shu, Jinso, we got your revenge.
シューのリベンジは果たしました。
자, 준비 선수. If you have to pick an MVP, who is it and why is it you?
今回の MVP はまず誰ですかそしてなんで自分だと思っていますか
자, 다음 질문은 준비 선수. 이번에 이제 대회를 우승을 하면서 MVP를 뽑아야 되는데 왜 그 MVP가 자기 자신이라고 생각을 하는지 말씀해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
일단은 그냥 제가 좀 아직은 잘하는 것 같습니다.
To be honest, I think I'm pretty good. I'm really good.
単純にうまい
Alright, moving on to the next person. 자, 다음 분에게 넘겨주시면 감사하겠습니다. 자, what is your favorite moment in Champions Clash? You guys have fought so many battles. You guys have won so many games. I bet there were some highs and lows. But what was your personal favorite moment of Champions Clash?
今回のチャンピオンズクラッシュにあたっていろんな戦いがあったとは思うんですけどその全てを追ってどれが自分の中で一番目立った瞬間だったというか対戦だったんですか
네, 스토커 선수 이번에 지금 챔피언스 클래시에서 많은 경기를 뛰었고 또 굉장히 힘든 시간도 있고 또 굉장히 또 재밌는 즐거운 시간도 많았다고 생각을 합니다. 이제 스토커 선수가 보셨을 때 제일 좀 어떻게 보면은 기억에 남는 순간이 있다면 아니면 제일 좋아하는 좀 모먼트 하나를 뽑자면 뭐가 있을까요?
아무래도 우승했기 때문에 우승의 순간이 가장 기억에 남는데 저는 오늘 경기 가면서 더 많은 부분을 이제 더 할 수 있다고 생각했는데 그 부분이 좀 아쉽습니다.
Definitely the winning moment because we won it all. Winning and crowning the champions of Champions Clash was my favorite moment. But after playing this game, I realized that there are a lot of different areas where I could improve. So that's something that I need to work on.
まあ、やっぱりこの勝った瞬間がその一番もう一生忘れられないところではあるんですけど、まあ、その優勝マッチを終えてやっぱり自分にはまだ足りないところ、まだ未熟なところがあるので、もうこれはそこのところを改善していきたいなと思っております。
All right. Next one is for Hee-sang. I mean, you guys have won this not only for yourself, but for all the fans that are watching here and online as well. Hee-sang, do you have anything you want to say to the fans?
まあ今回はヒーさん選手に当たる質問なんですけど、もちろんその自分たちだけじゃなくて、そのファンの皆様のための優勝でもあると思うので、ファンの皆さんに何か一言お願いします。
이번에 지금 이제 우승을 하면서 당연히 뭐 열심히 하고 열심히 한 이유가 제가 봤을 때 CR이 열심히 할 수 있던 이유가 이 팬분들이라고 생각을 해서 희상 선수가 대표로 팬분들에게 한 말씀 해주셨으면 감사하겠습니다.
저희가 지금 이 멤버로 세 번째 대회를 치렀는데 일단 처음에는 3등하고 두 번째는 2등하고 세 번째로 1등을 하게 됐는데 이게 팬분들이 응원해 주시는 만큼 저희가 열심히 해서 이게 성장할 수 있었던 것 같습니다. 앞으로도 많이 해주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
I feel like this is all us winning is thanks to all the fans. This is our third time winning on a tournament, and I think it really we are able to win this because of all the fans that are watching us. Thank you.
本当に僕たちが今回優勝できたのは本当にファンの皆さんのおかげなので、本当にファンの皆さんが見てくれるからこそ優勝できたと思っております。
자, 다음 립 선수. What's next, Lip, for CR? I mean, after winning this, what's next for CR? What can the fans expect from you guys?
さあ今回優勝したと思うんですけど、その CR にとって次は何なのでしょうか。
이제 CR 이번 우승을 한 다음에 이제 팬분들은 이제 무엇을 기대하면 될까요? CR한테서.
뭐 이번에 우승했으니까.
없으면 돼요. 없으면.
이번에 우승했으니까 이제 뭐 다음에 있을 EWC 대회든 더 큰 대회든 잘 극복하고 이제 어려운 상황이 와도 잘 극복하고 우승할 수 있을 거라는 게 확신이 믿음과 신뢰가 생길 수 있겠죠.
Because winning this, of course, we will be preparing for our next bigger tournament and performing or putting out a better performance. And because we won this, I feel like we have the confidence in ourselves to do better in the next tournaments to come.
やっぱり次の大会に向けてもその準備しないといけないんですけど、今回は優勝したからこそ次の大会に向けても自信を持って優勝できるとは思っております。
Alright, last but not least, of course, Head Coach Moon. Final question. You guys won, and you and your players pour your hearts out. Do you have any message for your players?
最後にはコーチムーンに聞きしたいんですけど、今回本当にプレイヤーの皆さんは全力で頑張ってくれたと思うんですけど、プレイヤーの皆さんに何か一言お願いします。
자, 감독님 마지막으로 우리 고생한 팬이래 죄송합니다. 고생한 우리 선수분들에게 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
일단 좀 힘든 상황을 계속 겪었는데 잘 이겨내줘서 너무 고맙고 잘 따라와줘서 너무 고맙고요. 앞으로도 잘 해보자 얘들아. 고맙다.
Guys, thank you for. I know there were a lot of difficult times and challenges, but you guys overcame all of that. Thank you so much for that, and let's try to be better moving forward. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
もう本当にその難しい瞬間はたくさんあったと思うんですけど、それを乗り越えてちゃんと優勝できたのが本当にありがとうございます。皆さん本当に大好きです。ありがとうございました。
Crazy Raccoons, everybody.
改めましてクレイジーラクーンに大きな拍手をお願いいたします。さあということでこれにて3日間にわたるオーバーウォッチチャンピオンクラッシュ2026すべての戦いが終了しました。オーバーウォッチ10周年の節目を迎える今日、皆さんとこの東京で行われた世界大会の興奮を共有できたことを幸せに思います。この長きにわたる最高の旅路を最後の最後まで応援してくださりありがとうございました。さあということでまたお会いしましょう。改めて優勝は